insiders at the police department. There's a big board inside one of the academies, and it has a number on it of the number of cops who have left. How about this? 185 officers have left in the last 18 months. 145. I apologize. 145. Active cops right now in Pittsburgh, 654. They need 900. Think about it. Meanwhile, sat around the table last night with my wife and children. And oftentimes we talk about the world that we live in and that they live in. In our house, we laugh a hell of a lot, but we also learn to cry, and that crying is important. And I'll tell you why. One of my boys, Taras, lives in Ukraine. Met him through this platform, and he sent me pictures of kids in chemotherapy covered in blood. Seriously. He sent me kids who were bald from radiation and chemo, hit with shrapnel, covered in blood, and their mom's hysterical. He sent me pictures and video. And again, I showed all this to my family last night. And for all you folks who think I shouldn't show my kids this, that's not how our world spins. We fill our world with truth. A hell of a lot of joy. A hell of a lot of ice cream. A hell of a lot of wonderful, wonderful trips and experiences. But they got to know the world around them. And I showed them the pictures of the babies. And I showed them the video that Taras, my friend, sent me from Ukraine. And I said, this is his world and their world. And then I posed a question to them that Taras posed to me. And this is the question. If that Russian missile hit Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh, we would vaporize whoever did it. It hits a hospital in Ukraine, and Monday goes to Tuesday, and we can't allow that. My friend Taras joined me live from Ukraine. Good morning, my brother. How are you?
Hi, Marty. Thanks, I'm all right. How are you?
Thinking about you a lot, my man. And you probably heard me talking about the pictures and video you sent, did you not?
Yes, I did. Those are devastating. We're gathering all the force we can, there is a lot of rescue going on, and there is a lot of volunteering and people donating and starting to rebuild the families and the hospital that we lost. But we're devastated. I mean, we're now getting more and more news about how many people suffered yesterday, and they didn't just hit the hospital, right? They hit three major cities, Kyiv, Dnipro, and Kryvyi Rih. It's just 600,000 million people, and then Kyiv, several million. And 38 people, by preliminary count, died. 190 were injured, among them 4 kids in that hospital. And I lived in Pittsburgh for 6 years, right? I went to Pitt Law and all, and I know UPMC Children's Hospital well in Lawrenceville. Just cannot imagine anything like this happening. And can you imagine? So a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council launches a tactical missile into a children's hospital in a major capital. And this is the world we live in.
It brings it home, brother, and you're spot on. And it's horrifying and terrifying. And if that happened here, we would vaporize whoever did this to us. Yet it happens in Ukraine, and Americans just pull up to the drive-thru and order another Big Mac and fries. Why do we seem so disconnected from this horror? Why, sir?
I don't know. It's hard to tell. You were just talking about, I've been on the call for a few minutes. You were just talking about the situation with the police force in Pittsburgh. So let's relate, right, one topic to another. Think of it this way. Somebody comes into your house, captures the whole room, kills a relative of yours, rapes another one. Sorry about the details, but that's what Russians do here. And then you call in the cops and you ask them, like, hey, what should we do? And the cops say, well, we should probably negotiate. Right? So this begs the question of, what are we as the collective of this world going to do about this? What can we do about this?
Taras,
it's not just Ukraine, it's not just U.S., it's the whole world.
What about the narrative in America, politically in D.C., where so many politicians are in essence saying, to hell with Ukraine, we've given them enough? How do you respond to that?
Well, essentially, in simple terms, it's going to cost more and it will drag on for longer if Ukraine doesn't get the help. Because what Russia essentially did right now is they showed for the whole world, look at us. We are in the Security Council of UN. We launched a precision strike on a children's hospital. We killed kids, and we get away with it. And nobody's going to do nothing about it. So the answer should be, let's do something about it. Ukraine is here. We are fighting them. We are ready to do whatever it takes. All we need is help. We need weapons and all that.
Taras became my friend when this whole process started. He lived here in Pittsburgh for nearly 7 years, went to Pitt Law School. He loves this town. He loves these people. What's your message, Taras, to the people of Pittsburgh who are listening?
Please support those who support Ukraine, right? I mean, if you feel strongly about this, call your senator, ask him about, what have they done lately to support that motion, to give Ukraine the weapons we're asking for, to allow Ukraine to strike with the weapons we have on military targets in the Russian territory. And then another one is, think about this, right? It's not just Putin. It's not just this one guy who's doing this. There's the whole military machine behind this, and there was people with families and all. They go home to their wives and kids, probably. And there is also Russians. And think about this, right? Whenever something like this happens, what you don't see is Russians protesting against this war, which means they're essentially okay with it. I know it's dangerous to protest inside Russia, but then there are millions of Russians who emigrated, who live in U.S., Canada, EU. Where are those protests? Just think about it.
And remember what he said. If that happened here at Children's Hospital, and those were our children, bald from chemotherapy and radiation, the horror that would be. Yet it happens there, and we just changed the channel. It ain't right, is it, Taras? It's just not right.
It's the question of what kind of world we want to live in, because, trust me, if this happens in Ukraine now, if a big guy with a big club can just go around, whacking kids around the block, and nobody does nothing about it, what's going to happen next? This is not the trajectory we want to take on as a collective. This is not the kind of world we want to live in, and I believe that this is not the kind of world you guys want to live in just as well, because I lived amongst you, I know you guys, I know your values, and who share those. Those are the freedom, the self-determination, and the right to defend yourself.
I'm all in, brother. You keep sending it, I'll keep talking about it, okay?
Thank you, Marty. Thank you, Pittsburgh. Thanks a lot for your support.
Thank you, brother. Hang in there. Be safe, if you can. The horror of war. A child and a bunch of children bald from radiation and chemotherapy, covered in blood from a missile from Russia, and no one gives a damn. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's going on out there?
All right, we're going to start with good news this time, Marty, because the Parkway West is a mess. I'll get to that in just a second. But the Parkway East, which is usually a mess, is easing off a little bit. So coming from the eastern suburbs, maybe Monroeville, or trying to make your way downtown from other eastern suburbs, Penn Hills and things like that, you're lining up now just at Edgewood Swissvale as you head for the Squirrel Hill Tunnels. The outbound ride there is a good one. Parkway West, as promised, continues to be troublesome. There's an earlier accident that's being cleared inbound from the right shoulder. It was between the Carnegie and Green Tree exits. You'll find traffic heavy from the top of Green Tree Hill down into the tunnel, and then outbound we have some delays as well that begin for you at Parkway Center as you crest the top of the hill and head down toward Carnegie and out toward the airport. Take it easy out there, folks. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
Does our waiter look familiar?
I think he was the Plum Insurance mascot.
If all insurance companies were like NJM and didn't use gimmicks, then their mascots would have to get real jobs.
That explains the long purple hair in my soup.
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LIMO for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LIMO for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LIMO.
Look, there have been so many tornadoes. We've seen more tornadoes than in decades. Here's the deal. With branches down, trees down, when you need emergency service, when you need somebody that's going to take care of business with your trees, with your branches, with the damage, you got to call Greater Pitt Tree Service, the best in the game. They're there with the professionals, with the equipment, with the training. Amazing service. Greater Pitt Tree Service, 412-884-TREE, 412-884-TREE. Hey guys, Marty. Had 2 great meals with my wife in the last month. Both of them at Oakmont. Both of them at restaurants owned by my good friend JK, the man. Okay, the Lot. I'm not exaggerating. The best brunch I've ever had at the Lot. I'm serious. The best dinner I've had in a year. They're in the same town. They're on the same strip. They're owned by the same man. The Lot and Hofstadt's. JK delivers. Great stuff.
Hi, this is Father Tom Burke of the Diocese of Pittsburgh. Join me for Catholic Education Plus this Sunday morning at 6:30 as we spotlight our Catholic schools and faith formation programs. Catholic Education Plus is sponsored by Sam and Judy Spanos and the Catholic Diocese of Pittsburgh.
The summer performance is happening now at Spitzer Acura. It's easy to find your perfect Acura in our no-pressure consultative environment. Home in a beautifully crafted Acura, full of technology and style that fits into any budget. Plus, every new Spitzer Acura comes with a lifetime warranty at no additional cost. And when it's service time, a complimentary loaner is waiting for you. Elevate your driving experience at Spitzer Acura today.
Whack more. Spend less at Spitzer Acura McMurray.
Our world revolves around you. See dealer for details.
I'm with Joe Potocnik from JP Roofing and Siding and Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor. Joe, with wind damage and storm damage, you help a lot of people with their roof and siding issues.
Yes, Larry. We work from A to Z with the homeowner and the insurance company, and all you have to do is call for a free estimate.
412-829-7711. 412-829-7711. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Larry.
Trust JP Roofing and Siding. Call now.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
Get Marty, brought to you by the law firm of Rosen and Perry. No slogans or gimmicks, just results.
CBS Eye on Veterans, presented by University of Maryland Global Campus.
Dan Hickman is a world-renowned yoga master who helped our troops at Walter Reed Medical Center overcome traumatic injuries. And he shared the exact moment when a skeptical special operations soldier realized the true power of yoga and meditation.
And we're sitting there, calming down, breathing, and all of a sudden I hear Travis say, "Ninjas." And I open my eyes. He goes, "Ninjas. Ninjas do this." And I said, "Yeah, ninjas do this." He goes, "Yeah, yeah." And so he got into it. He made that connection, like I did many years ago as a kid through the martial arts.
Jon Stewart here. Unbelievably exciting news. My new podcast, The Weekly Show. We're going to be talking about the election, economics, ingredient to bread ratio on sandwiches. Listen to The Weekly Show with Jon Stewart wherever you get your podcasts.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
So, it's kind of an interesting question. It might be a rhetorical question, but I find it fascinating. When the war started, Taras would send me videos, and I would post them, because I think this story needs to be told. And I'm just telling you the truth. 100,000 people would watch the videos. 150,000. Couple of videos that we posted from the war when it started in Ukraine. 1 million people. And I know social media is not the thermometer of how the world thinks. However, it is kind of the temperature gauge by which I judge what you're thinking about. In X in particular, in that people were engaged so quickly and respond so rapidly that I can kind of tell whether or not you give a damn, quite frankly. And the same with a Facebook to a degree, but Facebook's just an older audience. Not judging the audience, I love all of you. But I'm just keeping it real. And I wanted to mention this because I think it's important about our lack of empathy and or our apathy towards what's happening in Ukraine. And in the context of what I said, when the war started, so what are we, almost into 2+ years? Over 1 million people would view a video, and I'm not exaggerating, whether it was a missile hitting a Russian tank or a building or a hospital exploding or people dying. Americans wanted to know. Now they just don't care. And I kind of sort of get it, because we have so much to wrap our arms around here, right? Whether it's downtown Pittsburgh, crime, violence, right? Whether it's the presidency, whether one guy's a felon, the other guy's a lunatic, and who the hell you're going to vote for. Whether it's the economy, you can't afford a house, you can't put gas in your car, and the cheapest car out there is $50,000. All those things. Whether it's personal tragedy, guys sending me a note this morning, can't get treatment for his cancer, or the horror of all horrors, a young girl that we know who hung herself last night. The horror of that, and my wife crying horribly in the kitchen last night. But I posted a video of that missile strike on that hospital and these children covered in blood that are bald from chemotherapy and radiation. And let me look at this. Let me see the number. 1,000 people? 2,000 people? 2,000 people. 2,000 people viewed it. Now, look, I'm not determining my life or my future or yours based on number of people who look at a video, but you obviously didn't give a damn about a video of kids covered in blood in a children's hospital in Ukraine. And a lot of Americans, and the polls show this, they don't want to send any more money there. And a lot of politicians are lining up saying, hell yeah, let's take care of our border first. One has nothing to do with the other. And you have children covered in blood. We have to respond. When you have a children's hospital hit by a missile, we have to respond because we are America. And despite all that's swirling around us, we have to be strong enough to understand we are it, man. We're the last resort. We are the last stand. And if we can't help those children in Ukraine, we can't help ourselves either. When we quit caring, we're done, brother.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Loyalty has its rewards at your neighborhood Par-Mar store. See for yourself. Download the Par-Mar stores app today and find deals, coupons, and earn points to get free groceries. Dan Zangrilli reminding you that if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It's cloudy and 83 at 10:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. A woman is recovering from multiple wounds after being shot last night in East Liberty. ShotSpotter alerted police to 7 rounds fired around 10 p.m. in the 6200 block of Broad Street. Officers say the victim had 3 gunshot wounds to a leg. She was taken to a hospital in stable condition. Pennsylvania's new fiscal year began last week without a budget in place, and the delay is over education spending. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has details.
It's been over a week since the budget deadline passed, but state lawmakers have yet to settle on a plan with election season looming. Senator Jay Costa told KDKA Radio's Rob Pratt what the Democrats are looking for.
Our goal is to be able to drive out about $1.3 billion in new spending in education, which we clearly have the ability to do. And it coincides with what the Commonwealth Court said with regard to education funding system being unconstitutional.
Republicans broadly agree on increasing public education spending, but want a smaller number. Another sticking point is deciding how to determine the schools most in need of supplementary money. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
Tim McNulty, who was a Post-Gazette reporter and communications director for both Mayor Bill Peduto and the Pittsburgh Penguins, died last week at the age of 54. McNulty battled colon cancer for 8 years. His family plans to have a private funeral and a wake and celebration in the coming months. Memorial donations can be made to the Penguins Foundation. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 162 points at 39,183. The Nasdaq is up 44, the S&P up 6 points. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:31. Our next update at 11 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
Spoke to Jerry Nasseri with NASCO Roofing this morning. Look, the thing about NASCO is their work ethic. The thing about NASCO is their pricing. The thing about NASCO is their reputation. Owens Corning, the best of the best. Lifetime guarantee, lifetime warranty. Folks, this is the crew that's been on our roof several times. Did my brother's roof. My sister's roof. Becomes a family thing. Why? Because NASCO does it right. 412-373-2000 NASCO. 412-373-2000. Give me a yell.
Hello, this is Les Botkin of Botkin Family Wealth Management. Like many people, my life has had some interesting twists. I was a Class A member of the PGA of and a golf pro for over 20 years. Got to work with the original developers at Nevillewood and kicked it off by playing the opening round with Jack Nicklaus. Pretty cool, huh? In 1997, I decided to trade in my PGA for my CFP and became a certified financial planner professional. It was one of the best decisions of my life. The best was marrying Barb 42 years ago. We have 2 wonderful children, Lester and Sarah. Both of them work with me here at Botkin Family Wealth Management, an independent financial planning and investment firm. firm. We formulate plans to carry our clients from the investing years into the retirement years. Visit botkinfamilywealth.com to learn more about our dedication. We look forward to meeting you.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Private Advisor Group, a registered investment advisor. PAG and Botkin Family Wealth are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car really needs a wash.
The $20 McGuire's bundle includes Gold Class Car Wash for a showroom shine.
Get in zone. And what about my tires?
Just spray the included Hot Shine tire coating and you're all set.
Get in zone. The inside is not great.
No problem. The quick interior detailer in the bundle can help with that too.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for over 20 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
Hey, this is Lisa. It's been a great 2 years since I bought Nest Expressions Window Fashions in Wexford. Nest Expressions specializes in Hunter Douglas, shades, shutters, and blinds, and now Nest Expressions is expanding to draperies, upholstery, and wallpaper. Call us today to chat about your next project. 724-933-5500 or simply nestexpressions.com.
If you have COPD, here are some reasons to go see your pulmonologist again. 1. Those flare-ups you keep having, they have the chance to cause permanent lung damage. 2. We now know a certain type of inflammation can cause flare-ups for some people. And 3.
When can I see Grandma?
Need more reasons? Visit www.livewithcopd.com.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's going on out there?
All right, it's easing off as far as the morning rush hour is concerned there, Marty. Parkway East, just at Edgewood Swissvale. Parkway West is starting to get itself back in order with just some minor slowdowns right around the bend on the front side of Green Tree Hill near the runaway truck sand pile. Outbound toward the airport, not a bad ride at this point. But a reminder for you, work on the Monfayette Expressway means that Camp Hollow Road in West Mifflin is now closed between Camden Hill Road and New England Road. That project will run through October, so leave extra time for the detour. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Intervals of clouds and sunshine for the rest of today. It'll be hot and humid this afternoon with a high of 93 and AccuWeather real field temperatures well into the 90s. Warm and sticky tonight with a shower or thunderstorm late, though 75. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Company.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
All right, are the remnants from the hurricane going to impact us and about a gazillion other stories? We get moving today, 2 to 6, KDKA. Colin Dunlap with you.
I am enamored, fascinated with, intrigued by the political crisis in America. Whether you want convicted felon Trump or stumbling Joe, as some people are calling him, it's fascinating for me to watch the president fighting back. And Trump hasn't really had anything to say in about 7 days. He's preparing for the debate, and actually been a lot more low-key than most Americans expected. The Biden stuff is actually fascinating. I wanted to play this network piece here in 1 second, and then I want to talk about Biden. What kind of shocks my senses, there's a piece in the Wall Street Journal today about all of the staff hiding this for 2 years. What the hell are they hiding? Short of the total meltdown we saw in the debate, short of that, we all knew something changed with the president. We just did. I mean, it's obvious. Very few live engagements, difficulty walking, gazing off. Last night, insane back and forth between the press corps and the White House about whether or not the president is on drugs for Parkinson's, quite frankly. And whether a neurologist who'd been to the White House 9 times was there to examine him for Parkinson's. I want to play this network piece. Listen.
Now we have some answers. Late last night, the president's personal physician released this letter stating that a neurologist who has visited the White House repeatedly over the past year was not here to care for President Biden and has been treating patients from time to time in the White House medical unit for the past 12 years. The Biden camp making the case aggressively Monday that it is now time for the party to move on. President Biden made it through Monday without any new Democratic defections and with some key backing from his party's House leader.
I support President Joe Biden and the Democratic ticket.
And from high-profile progressives like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
The matter is closed. He is not leaving this race. He is in this race, and I support him.
It came after Biden himself turned up the heat on Democratic doubters Monday with a defiant appearance by phone on cable news.
If any of these guys don't think I should run against me, go ahead, announce the president. Challenge me at the convention.
He also sent a 2-page letter to congressional Democrats, insisting it's time for this debate over his health to end.
Has the president been treated for Parkinson's? No. Is he being treated for Parkinson's? No, he's not. Is he taking medication for Parkinson's? No.
White House officials initially declined to say Monday why Dr. Kevin Kennard, a neurologist and Parkinson's specialist, had visited the White House 8 times in 8 months.
I am not sharing confirming names from here. It is a security reason.
But late last night, the president's personal doctor revealed that while Dr. Kennard was the neurological specialist that examined Biden for each of his annual physicals, President Biden has not seen a neurologist outside of his annual physical, and that Kennard sees a variety of patients and problems when visiting the White House medical unit.
Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Several Senate Democrats said yesterday they want more time after last month's debate to see how things go for Biden.
I think a lot of folks are raising some questions they need to get asked, but at the end of the day, we got to beat Donald Trump.
Congressman Adam Smith is one of the 9 House Democrats who say they've seen enough.
We would be better off with another nominee, okay? I believe that in my heart, my soul, my brain. I'm 100% convinced of that.
Biden's opponent, Donald Trump, has been keeping a low profile without any public appearances in 11 days. He resurfaced last night in an interview with Sean Hannity on Fox News.
It looks to me like he may very well stay in. He's got an ego and he doesn't want to quit.
Today, President Biden addresses foreign...
I agree with what Trump said. He's not going to quit, and he does have an ego, and so do I, and I'm not quitting. A couple things. As a guy who's kind of lived this, I've spent my career being what you would call an insider, and I'll be very specific on what happens to reporters. If you jack with the president, if let's say you're on the White House press corps, all those idiots that scream and yell at the president every day. If you jack with him, like that dude with Fox, then here's what happens. And it's a fact. And it's happened to me many times in my career, and I actually kind of enjoy it and thrive from it. They isolate you. They give you zero access, and I mean no access to information, to interviews, nothing. They jack. Now, they don't kick you out, although that has happened during the Trump administration. Who did he kick out? Who's that reporter, Patrick, that used to yell at Trump? Yeah, Jim Acosta. Jim Acosta was a C student reporter on his best day in Dallas when I was a reporter. On his best day. made himself into a media star by yelling at Trump every day. And they hated it, and blah, blah, blah. Who's the guy now? What's his name? Ducey? What's his name?
Peter Ducey.
Yeah, he yells at Biden and Biden's people, and it's actually mildly entertaining. But my point is, if you report that stuff, that Biden is slipping, then you're an outsider. And so what happens is you kind of sort of don't report it. You dance around it. The Wall Street Journal mentioned in a couple of pieces that the president was slipping. And honestly, Ron Layton has been talking about this for 2 years on this very talk show here. This isn't new to us. It isn't news to us. And my boy Rob, who's one of my closest friends and my son's godfather, says it was being shielded and covered up. Okay. Potatoes. It's what... Look, my man, that's happening right now in the mayor's office in Pittsburgh. It's happening right now in the governor's office. It's happening right now in every congressman's office. It's what they do. They mold the message. It's just how it happens. And if they deviate from the message, they're out. She's done. Fried, cooked. I've lived it, man. Hey, man, I swear, I sat in Peduto's office when he was mayor with his press people surrounding me and the mayor, Peduto, screaming at my boss, I need you to fire this MFer right now, at the top of their lungs. I've been there, man. I've been in front of grand juries, federal grand juries in Texas. And my point is this. It's the way it's played. I'm not suggesting it's fair. And then here's what happens. Now that the lazy reporters see a crack in a crevice, now all they do is pile on Biden. Now he's nuts. He's got to go. And now they line up every goofy Democrat to tell him he's got to go. You know what's surprising as hell to me, Patrick and Ariana, is that regardless of all the stuff that happened in that debate and total meltdown by the president, and he obviously has problems, the polls have not changed. They have not changed. Because all the Americans that thought he was out of it before the debate still know he's out of it. And all the Americans who thought they're going to vote for him regardless are still going to vote for him regardless. And so what ends up being is a dead heat right now. Why would he quit? No, why would he quit, Patrick? Give me one reason. Why? Hold on, man.
It's not like there's someone better waiting to step up and take his place.
We know he's changed. You know it. Ariana, you've seen him. He's changed.
Yeah, there's no denying it, but...
He ain't going nowhere.
No, I don't think so.
And by the way, if I was him, I'd say, screw you. I ain't going nowhere. This is my castle. You're going to have to take me out. Why would he leave? Kamala Harris, hello, drug test me. Because no one would vote for her.
We haven't seen her in years.
What the hell does she do? Has she been to the border? She's supposed to be the border czar. What the hell does she do?
I think she maybe made one trip.
One trip. So my point is, what would plan B be? I don't know. Trump's right. Biden has an ego. So do I. So does Trump. So does everybody I know. It's kind of healthy. So as we go to break, you tell me, has your opinion of Biden changed? I'm serious. Has your opinion of Biden changed? 866-391-1020. 866-391-1020. Has your opinion of Biden changed? From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up out there?
Yes, sir. Mr. Marty, we have better news for you on the Parkway East. If you're trying to get into downtown for lunch or a late morning appointment here, your ride from the Monroeville area, eastern suburbs, and beyond in on 376, not a bad ride. Just a little bit of a slowdown between Edgewood, Swissvale, and the Squirrel Hill tunnels outbound toward the Turnpike and the eastern suburbs. A good ride as well. Parkway West getting a little bit better. It's just slow now for you on the front side of Green Tree Hill, heading outbound toward the airport. Not a problem for you if you're headed that way. New road construction closure. This just kicked off yesterday in Westmoreland County. A reminder, 981 is closed now between Fox Run Road and Hecla Road. Should reopen for you by the end of the month. You do want to leave extra time to get around that detour. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
John Perry is one of my close friends. He's also one of the best attorneys in the country. Medical malpractice, catastrophic injury, Rosen and Perry. Look at the results, man. Look at the accolades. I've had family members go there. I've had friends go there because of their success. Serious about this. They are the professionals. Rosen and Perry. 412-281-4200. Rosen and Perry. Call them. Ask for John. 412-281-4200.
Today we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission, to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
You know Oakmont Bakery is my joint, right? So, summer months, celebrations, right? You got graduation cakes, cookie trays, sandwich platters, cheeseburger, donuts, delicious, cheeseburger-shaped cakes, flag-shaped cupcakes, the American tort, all the same. All I'm telling you folks is this is my joint. Everything there is handmade, homemade, fresh, and absolutely amazing at Oakmont Bakery. It's delicious. Check it out.
Retirement doesn't have to be complicated. Are you sick of all the fancy charts and investment mumbo-jumbo thrown at you to justify the Wall Street fees you're being charged? It's not the size of your nest egg that matters, but rather the income it can produce. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who have retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and the money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money into this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better, stress-free retirement, call today to speak to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie, The Retirement Deception. Call 888-379-1486. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free. So don't delay. Call right now. 888-379-1486. 888-379-1486.
Hey, it's Lynn Hayes Freeland. We hear so much about identity theft. You know it happens every 2 seconds, but there are some steps you can take to protect yourself thanks to AARP Pennsylvania. It's a free fraud shred event on Saturday, July 20th from 9 a.m. to noon. You can safely dispose of any sensitive documents. It all takes place at the Monroeville Convention Center at 209 Mall Plaza Boulevard in Monroeville. And you can check out the AARP Pennsylvania website if you need more details. Otherwise, see you July 20th.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Celebrate America with a clean home and a sizzling Get Marty July special from my friends at Coit. Save 35% off all Coit cleaning services, carpets, rugs, drapes, much more. Folks have trusted this wonderful company, Coit Cleaning, for more than 50 years. No one has been in Pittsburgh and more Pittsburgh homes than Coit. Appointments to save 35% off at all Coit services are limited, folks. Call 1-800-FOR-COIT, 1-800-FOR-COIT.
Here's your Jill on Money question of the day.
Katie from Florida asks, we received advice to consider using a charitable remainder unit trust, a CRUT. The idea would be to extract non-taxable income during retirement. We would fund the trust with highly appreciated stock. Do you recommend this strategy or some other mechanism to avoid taxes while generating retirement income from stock? Well, Kitty, not the typical question, that's for sure. I think the basic understanding of the CRUT is correct. That said, you really should be working with a qualified estate attorney to make sure that the strategy makes sense in your case.
Have a question? Go to JillOnMoney.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance, making it easy to save money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com.
The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Look, I love one of my boys, who I love him, by the way. He says, the media in this country are not far from being the propaganda machine Hitler used. That's a load of crap. Come on, man. This is so silly. Man, I've been at this a long time. At a national level, on a local level, in Los Angeles, in Dallas, been to D.C. I know a lot of people work in Washington, and that's not how reporters work. In many cases, they play along to get along. And then this silliness. Their actions have proven Trump's statements from a few years ago to be factual. What statements? My man, he lied 28 times during the debate. He set the record for lying during the debate. I ain't relying on Trump for nothing. I wouldn't trust Trump if he told me the sun came up and we were both staring at the sun. Just saying. The truth of the matter is most reporters play along to get along. Why? They like the free lunch. I'm not trying to be a jerk here. I have been what you would describe as an outlier my whole life. My whole career. And as a result, many times I'm an outlier on the outside. But the truth is, I have friends on the inside that know more than Jesus knows. And that's the key. And so the big players, the big shots end up reaching out to you saying, my man, you need to help me here. Because what you're telling is the truth and it's hurting me. Those are the great reporters. It's just the truth. And they exist. Most of them, nah. They just like the free food and the press pass and the big parties. But this crap about comparing them to Hitler's propaganda machine. Come on, man. Do a little more reading, my man. And that's fine that you like Trump. A lot of people do. But he lied 28 times during the debate. Most Americans are very, very confused right now about who the hell they can vote for. Because they're convinced that the convict Trump is a convict. And they're convinced that Biden has lost 2 steps, not a step. In the break, one of my boys called me, who's been around Biden several times when he came here. Said he was completely off his game. Said he had a very difficult time walking. Has special shoes, I guess. Said he has a very difficult time communicating. I believe that. Has a difficult time putting thoughts together. I believe all of it. I don't think he's going to drop out unless something dramatic happens, and nothing will. Just the truth. Why would he? What would plan B in America be? I don't know. You tell me. Eileen, go ahead in Highland Park. Thanks for your patience.
Hi, yeah, you were asking if my opinion of Biden, our opinion of Biden has changed. Yes, it really has. It's changed. I just wish he'd be truthful and say, hey, I'm old and I'm tired. Like, I'm old and I'm tired.
I heard him say, hold on. Now, I heard him say both those things. But I don't think that, yeah, I've heard him several times say I'm old and I'm tired. In fact, they admitted he goes to bed. It looks like an idiot saying it that he goes to bed at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
I don't think those are the issues, my dear. I think he has cognitive issues. I just do.
Yeah. Well, I'll still, on his worst day, he's still better than Trump. And Bill Maher said it best. He said, I'll vote for Biden if they bring his head in a jar of formaldehyde. I would still vote for him.
Yeah, I had a woman text me yesterday that if Biden was at Freivogel's, which is a very good funeral home here, that she'd still vote for him.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, my man has slipped. He stepped, right? His game is off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But he has people around him that didn't, though.
I know, but do you want that for the next 4+ years? I don't think
it's better. Yes, I do. I do. Other than Trump, I don't. I'm sorry. I couldn't. Oh, I don't think we can survive.
Hold on. One of my boys sent a brilliant note. Let me ask you if you agree. We have two old, unfavorable old men who are both power hungry. I think that's true.
Yeah.
I think it's true.
Yeah. And I think Biden's wife is pushing him too. I think this is her thing too.
My wife pushes me. My wife saved my life. My wife is my inspiration, and she's my unicorn. So I commend her for loving her husband. My wife picked me up when no one else did. My wife has been my lifeblood in my existence, and I'm guessing he feels the same way about his. I got no problem with badass wives, quite frankly. And I'm glad if she's yelling and screaming in the background that her husband is okay. I dig that stuff. I like powerful women who are smarter than this. I just do. And I am concerned about both men. And I don't know today who I would vote for. Trump lied 28 times in one debate. And my friend said, why did he say anything about Biden until now? You should listen to my show more instead of getting angry today, Kevin. For 2 years, we've been talking about Biden slipping up. And you haven't said one word about that. Now you're angry. Come on, man. Exhale, man. Deep breaths. Have a Coke and a smile and move on.
For eligible individuals, 18 and older only. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
How are your hearing aids sounding now?
A little tinny.
Okay, 2 seconds.
With Jabra Enhanced Selects Premium Package, better hearing doesn't happen in a doctor's office. It happens at home. All done remotely from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better. You get the same advanced hearing aid technology and professional support you expect from a clinic at a fraction of the cost. And if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments 7 days a week. No charge. Oh, you people are wonderful. Our premium package includes hearing aids, 3 years of follow-up care, plus a 3-year warranty with loss and damage coverage, and a 100-day money-back guarantee. I hear better than I ever thought possible. Save $300 on Enhanced Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to jabraenhance.com/try. That's JABRA enhance.com/try. jabraenhance.com/try.
Pittsburgh has many bests, and Pittsburgh's best deli by far is Food for Thought. Paul Martino here. Folks from all over our area come to Food for Thought's North Craig Street location because their quality is fresh, authentic, delicious. Trust me, it's worth the trip. Come see Bob the Deli King at Food for Thought, North Craig Street. With over 30 years of quality deli and catering, Food for Thought, hands down, Pittsburgh's best deli.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
85 and overcast at 11 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. A heat advisory has been issued for most of the Pittsburgh area, with temperatures expected to soar well into the 90s this afternoon. The advisory is from noon through 8 p.m. It includes Allegheny, Beaver, Greene, Washington, and Westmoreland counties. More than a dozen new restaurants and stores are coming to Pittsburgh International. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has details.
The concessions include a mix of shopping from food to fashion, cosmetics, and gifts. Senior Vice President of Air Service and Commercial Development Brian Dietz says 15 new stores will open in both the new Landslide Terminal and the renovated Airside Terminal,
which will be one of the largest concession and business expansions we will see out here at the airport in over a decade. So it's an exciting day.
The headliner is Shake Shack, the popular burger chain that opened its first Pittsburgh location in the Strip District. The new lineup also includes Wexford-based coffee and tea house Cafe Comingo, Jimmy John's, Bad Egg, and specialty retail stores like Champion City Sports, Mac Cosmetics, and Duquesne & Company. No word yet on opening dates. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
A man brought the security checkpoint at Pittsburgh International to a standstill Monday when TSA officers found a 9mm handgun in his bag. Authorities say the unloaded weapon was in a locked, hard-sided case, but it must be checked in luggage. The police seized the gun. The checkpoint slowdown happened, by the way, on the busiest day in TSA history. More than 3 million travelers were screened in the U.S. Monday. State police have released the results of Independence Day weekend road safety enforcement from July 3rd through the 7th. There were more than 770 crashes, resulting in 11 fatalities and over 240 injuries. Intoxicated driving was a factor in 64 collisions, and troopers arrested more than 550 motorists for DUI. In all, over 28,000 citations were written for violations like speeding, failing to wear a seatbelt, and not securing children in safety seats. 2 airline routes from Pittsburgh are among the 10 with the highest average turbulence in North America. Rankings from turbulence tracking website Turbly show Charlotte to Pittsburgh was second highest in 2023.
Interestingly enough, the second one out of the top 10 is Pittsburgh to Raleigh, so not really that far away from Charlotte, going in the same direction.
That's Pittsburgh Business Times reporter Paul Goff on the Big K Morning Show. Pittsburgh to Raleigh came in at number 7. The rest of the top 10 were in the western U.S. Portland and Denver were numbers 1 and 2. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 92 points at 39,253. The Nasdaq up 58 points, and the S&P is ahead 11. KDKA Sports, a Joshua Palacios homer capped a 5-run 6th inning Monday. The Pirates beat the Mets 8-2. Mitch Keller allowed 2 runs on 7 hits. O'Neill Cruz also hit a 2-run homer. Tonight's starter at Milwaukee is Martin Perez. First pitch at 8:10 on 93.7 The Fan. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick, your roofer with thousands of 5-star reviews. TrustPJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:03. It's cloudy and 85 in Pittsburgh. KDKA AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast are next.
Inflation fears started in 2021. The warning signs were everywhere. But Senator Bob Casey ignored the warnings and sided with the liberals in Washington, voting for trillions in reckless, wasteful spending. And all that reckless spending made inflation worse, driving up prices on almost everything you buy. Now, Pennsylvania families are paying the price for Senator Casey's reckless spending. Our state's been hit the hardest by higher prices. With Senator Casey's reckless spending, grocery prices are up 25%. Rent, it's up 21%. And electricity's up 29%. Senator Casey helped create this mess. And now, Pennsylvania families are struggling to make ends meet. Call Senator Casey at 202-224-6324. Tell him to support S575, the Fight Inflation Through Balanced Budgets Act, and fight against inflationary government spending. Paid for by One Nation, onenationamerica.org.
Cordell & Cordell. For over 3 decades, Cordell & Cordell has been on the front lines of family law. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Offices in downtown Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Kelly Burris, licensed in Texas and Oklahoma only. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
The Village at St. Barnabas. The perfect place for moms.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up, my friend?
All right. Well, it's not too tough out there, Marty, on the Parkway East, at least. We'll start there since it's good news. The slowdowns from the rush hour have pretty much dissipated. You'll just find a little bit of sluggish traffic between Edgewood, Swissvale, and those Squirrel Hill tunnels. Parkway West still showing some signs of the morning rush, and it's doing so very slowly as you get in line at the top of Green Tree Hill down into downtown. Elsewhere around the rush hour, rolling well. Heads up on a new construction zone. Work on the Monfayette Expressway means that Camp Hollow Road in West Mifflin is now closed between Camden Hill Road and New England Road. That project runs through mid-October. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
It'll be hot and humid this afternoon with clouds and sun and a high of 93. AccuWeather real field temperatures peak well into the 90s and mostly cloudy, warm, and muggy tonight. A shower or thunderstorm late, though 75. For AccuWeather, I'm Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking. Guaranteed early bird special $49.99. Seminars Monday, July 8th at the Doubletree by Hilton Hotel, Pittsburgh and Green Tree, or Tuesday, July 9th at the Comfort Inn Conference Center in Churchill. Weight loss 5:30, stop smoking seminar 8.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
One of my favorite people, and probably the greatest doctor I know, is Don Ely with UPMC. He's the chief medical officer, and he's a brilliant guy who actually communicates in ways that you can understand, which I appreciate. And he's joining me this morning for a couple really important issues. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for having me on today, Marty.
My man, I think we get a little bit caught up in talking about the weather, but I also think that we're kind of at a critical phase in America where a lot of people in a lot of cities and a lot of regions are saying insane temperatures. And there are very real issues involving the elderly and folks who are vulnerable in terms of protecting themselves. Are there not, sir?
Absolutely. How we withstand either extreme hot or extreme cold is something that varies between individuals, not only based on kind of their genetic makeup, but more importantly by their age and other conditions they may be handling at the same moment in time. And we can help people understand and help keep them safer with some solid advice about these things.
Yeah, in fact, I saw the last time we had this big heat wave, there was a spike in the number of folks that UPMC was treating. What are the critical issues that we need to either pass along to our loved ones or learn ourselves, sir?
So first and foremost, recognize that hot and humid times are a threat to you, and that threat may vary amongst people. It's not a big surprise that a healthy 25-year-old might respond differently than someone who is much more mature or had other underlying conditions. So number one, recognize the threat. Number two, plan something in advance. If you're going to be working outdoors, doing a sporting activity, or if you're indoors and it's hot, what are you going to do for cooling and air circulation? Think in advance. Limit the amount of activity you're going to have an alternative place to go. We have cooling centers if your home is actually not a place where you can go. And then number three is make sure you stay hydrated. That is the first protection as your body tries to cool. And if you get dehydrated, and you often don't realize that in the beginning, things will get worse quick.
I have been around a while and I observed this, and it's kind of stating the obvious, but my son, he's 13. My man can run outside, play outside, doesn't give a damn. Whereas if somebody's in their 70s and they have issues involving whether it's asthma or weight issues or heart issues, they're really in jeopardy by being outside and being in any way active. Is that fair?
That's a good analogy and a good story to tell. Commonly, people think of youth as wasted on the young. The advantage that the 70-year-old has that he or she needs to take full leverage of is to use that smarts. A child can run around like that because, in fact, they can stand the perturbation better. We can be smarter about this. So at 70, you ought to know, hey, it's going to be hot and humid out today. I need to either plan my day, keep up with hydration, and get out of that heat after a certain period of time, maybe a half hour or so, depends on how you feel. But clearly, the minute you start to feel any level of unwellness, that might be just a little queasy or not quite yourself, don't try to tough through it.
No, man, and a couple things that actually are amazing to watch. There are symptoms you can see with people, and I've seen this with older folks. When over the years I've gone in as a reporter and their house is 100+ degrees and we're actually rescuing them, cognitive things change. The way they communicate changes. Pretty much signs that they're in danger. Are there signs that we should look for, sir?
Well, I think you hit on one of them. One of the early things, aside from feeling just not quite like yourself, will be a change in your judgment. And it's why having a plan in advance or having neighbors makes sense, because even at that stage early on, you may not make the right decisions about things. So I think it shows how the individual and the people nearby them can both be part of the plan. If you have someone that vulnerable, and that's almost always going to be a more mature person, maybe with some underlying conditions, not only should they be thinking about stuff, we ought to be dropping in or calling or just checking in. You described a perfect activity. I'll bet those people you rescued at the moment you were doing it didn't realize they needed to be rescued.
No. Hey, man, this is actually weird, and I'm a little odd, but so you understand me, and we're friends now. I actually like the heat. I open the garage door when I work out, and I'll work out for 2 hours, and I'll put a hoodie on. And then I'll see dudes on a roofing in this weather with no issue. What is that about some people that can manage it and some people can't? Can you actually get used to it, sir?
I do think you can adjust over time, but it takes a fairly long horizon to adjust to different heat loads. I also think it's very, very natural that some of us are either born with a different tolerance, and in other words, an ability to shed off that heat, whether it's generated by themselves or from the outside. And others may not have that ability, not just because of their genetics, but because of underlying conditions or treatments. So it's kind of 3 or 4 different factors put together. I'm not surprised about that. Many people, if they did what you described during a workout, would pass out in the workout. They'd be having essentially heat exhaustion.
Plus, I'm a badass, and you know that by now, don't you, Doc?
It's not the term I would have chosen to describe you with, but I understand what you're saying.
I love this man. All right. Something that actually I love to see over the weekend, I think it's important we address this study involving COVID, quite frankly, and that we've been talking about this for years and people didn't want to hear it. Immunity comes from vaccines and recovery, and that immunity helps, and early care helps, and that women have a tougher time with this. Explain, sir.
Well, we didn't know a lot about the COVID-19 infection and what would happen afterwards in the beginning, and so we had to make some of our best estimations. It's 4 years into it, so we know a lot right now. Always, we had said the message that the reason to get vaccinated is not to prevent an infection, but to make sure that you are ready to battle that infection. And by battle, it means recover initially and not have prolonged symptoms. This very large trial that just came out, nearly 5,000 participants with clear infections, said people who got immunized recovered quicker and had much lower frequency of what we now call long COVID, which is symptoms that last many months, sometimes even years, after the initial recovery. So we know that immunity matters, and immunity in place before an infection helps you get better. We also know that over time, the variants have changed. That is, the virus has changed and isn't creating the same illness pattern. That's not to say it's completely safe. We observe that in these data, too. And we've known that women and some more mature people take longer to recover and often have more prolonged symptoms after that initial recovery.
And I'm an idiot, and you're the man, but I did not know this about women. Why is that? Do you know?
Well, there are not a whole lot of diseases in which women do worse than men. I will tell you as a physician, almost I can only think on 3 or 4 different things where women do much worse than men, pound for pound. In other words, assuming the same features. Yeah. I don't think we know what the biology is underneath why women have a different response to this particular infection. I think it's too early to know that yet. What the other things that we know about is a more severe infection initially, older age. Those clearly make it longer for you to initially recover and more likely that you'll have those long symptoms for months or maybe even years.
I think it's important. And the other thing about circling back to the heat, sir, if you have a neighbor that you know is alone and they're elderly and they have health issues, just check on them. Just check on them.
I think that's one of the most compassionate things you can do, whether that's walking over or calling. As we said, the early phases of a heat illness often affect judgment, and that person may not even recognize that they're starting to lose the battle. That's where you can be the help for them.
Dr. Don Yealy, Chief Medical Officer, UPMC. The King. Thank you, Doc. You're the man.
Have a good day.
Really, really common sense information from a brilliant man who kind of gets it. The heat stuff is concerning. If you have folks that you know that need help, you got to help them. Don't just drive past their house, please. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
Well, not too much, and that's good news, especially if folks are trying to head out and about for some midday appointments here, Marty, or maybe a midday flight out at Pittsburgh International. Great ride from downtown out through the Fort Pitt tunnels and out toward Pittsburgh International. The inbound side of the Parkway West still a little squirrely with some delays that greet you at the top of Green Tree Hill down to the Fort Pitt tunnels. I don't want to jinx us, but the Parkway East is looking great right now heading in toward downtown. If that's your ride, you're just a little bit slow between Edgewood, Swissvale, and the Squirrel Hill tunnels. The outbound ride toward the Turnpike and parts east, very good there. 28, great ride out of the Allegheny Valley. Parkway North, I-279 moving well as well. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
So, I was at Diamonds Direct on Saturday. I have never been in a business that cares more about people. The way they approach you. So these couples are in there. And they're looking at engagement rings. One of them has a little glass of wine. One of them has a little glass of champagne. And they treat you like family. One-on-one. In the pricing, I have never, ever been in a situation where I've seen greater value in something that means so much to people. In the convenience, the store, by the way, is gorgeous. Right there on McKnight Road, right at the entrance to the Ross Park Mall. Right at the entrance to the Ross Park Mall. Diamonds Direct. Personalized care. Amazing pricing. Convenient location. The best business I've ever been around in my life that deals with something so important. Diamonds. Diamonds Direct.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere. From dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
What's up? I'm Miles.
Hey, and I'm Jara.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Maple Pepper Bacon Sandwich is how the flavors come together. First, I taste the smoky grilled chicken, then the pepper bacon with that maple bun, added with the sweet heat and the pickles.
I'm really sold on the pickle. It meets you in the middle with the sweetness and the heat.
It's spice-tastic.
Yum-licious.
Flavoristic.
The sandwich of the summer. The Maple Pepper Bacon Sandwich.
Order the Maple Pepper Bacon Sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
I'm with Rocco Florio of AirPro Heating and Cooling, a trusted HVAC company that carries quality Bryant products and serves the entire Pittsburgh area. Rocco, what's up on prices for furnaces and air conditioning equipment?
Larry, it's best for people to purchase now, as equipment prices are going up in the coming months. AirPro takes pride in our prices. We are lower than the competition and provide financing options and long warranties.
Call AirPro Heating and Cooling today at 800-749-0642. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Are you looking to make a difference in your community? CASA of Westmoreland is looking for dedicated volunteers to advocate for children in foster care. Our court-appointed special advocates give a voice to abused, neglected kids, giving them a brighter future. Join us on our mission to help children all over Westmoreland County. Visit casaofwestmoreland.org to find out how you can help. That's casaofwestmoreland.org. Become a hero for a child in need.
Voss TV and Appliance. I know how good they are. They've been in my house. We have several other appliances. They've been to Larry's house. He loves them. Look, if you're looking for a new appliance, a new television, why pick Voss? It's the only place you'll ever need. They're small enough to treat you like family and big enough to offer an array of quality TVs and appliance. Voss TV and Appliance, big brands, reliable delivery and service, and the lowest prices in town, guaranteed. Trust Voss. 412-650-VOSS, 412-650-VOSS.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
There's a big online social media push for all these people to show up in court today to support the pro-Palestinian protesters arrested at Pitt. Big turnout, the blah, 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 everybody come and protest. Pack the courts Tuesday, July 9th, 61st Avenue, 8 a.m., preliminary hearing. Let me read this, and then I'll explain what happened. It's actually comical. Since April 28th, charges have been filed against 15 anti-genocide protesters. Whatever. We call on all students, faculty, staff, and community members to pack the courts in solidarity and demonstrate Pittsburgh stands with Palestine, whatever the hell you want to call it. All right. I'm going to pause for a second, and you can call if you wish and guess how many people showed up. I'm just telling you, man, Pittsburghers don't give a crap about this kind of stuff. And they certainly don't support, generally, these protesters. And everyone I know supports Israel. And it's actually, honestly, I absolutely admire, respect, and pay homage to anyone I know that represents Israel in any way, shape, or form, whether it's business or personal. It's just my thing. I love the Jewish populace. I love their work ethic. I love their commitment to family and faith, and so that's where I stand. So again, I'm giving you a little moment to think of how many people showed up for the big Pack the Courts. And I got texts all day yesterday afternoon about this. There's going to be a big turnout. There's going to be violence. There's going to be protesters. Okay. Come on, guess. Again, they asked for everybody to show up. Okay, to demonstrate their solidarity. Guess. How many showed up? 6 or 7. Huh? Oh, 6. Yeah, big crowd. Violent. Oh, yeah. Come on, man. Get a grip. Spare me. Most of those idiotic protesters, a lot of them were not even from Pitt, weren't Pitt students, but those that were, they got arrested. Move on. Deal with it. I loved how Pittsburgh deal with it. I actually loved how the mayor deal with it. I know you know people aren't thinking favorably toward the mayor these days, but I know for a fact Gainey got involved in that conversation when they had this encampment, the last encampment, and like 3 or 4 in the morning he was there and sat down with the protesters and asked them to solve it peacefully, and pretty much said, if you don't solve it peacefully, I will solve it with the police. And he meant that and broke the thing up. And that was 3 or 4 in the morning. Regarding the mayor and downtown, we're going to get into this in the next hour. I have the police chief, I have a lot of background information, and I have a lot of insight into what happened downtown in the last 18 months. Some of it has to do with Pittsburgh police. In the last 18 months, the Pittsburgh Police Department has lost 145 officers. Houston, we have a problem. That's the problem. And I got a couple of notes from people saying that cops don't want to work for Gainey. That's crap. They don't. Man, you got to start hanging out with cops. You got to meet a few cops. They don't give a damn about Gainey. They don't care about him. They don't work for Gainey, man. They go through all that training. They spend all that time. They put a vest on every day. They're willing to take a bullet for you. They do it for a couple of things. Honor, duty. They like the action. They like public service. They like making a difference, and money. And for the first time in history, and I mean this in history, in the last couple of years, mostly due to COVID and cops saying to hell with this career because all you do is beat us up, there's about 100,000 cop shortage in America. And a lot of the cops that leave Pittsburgh leave for one or two reasons. They've had enough. And or they're chasing money. And God bless them. I would too, man. I really would chase money. I tell everybody this when they're young. You got to be a narcissist. You got to be selfish about your career. What do I mean by that? You got to chase success. And whether that means making a difference, and if you can make money at the same time, you got to do that. And look, man, if I'm a cop and I'm on the streets of Pittsburgh and I kind of like it, I like the action, I like the department, I like the guys and gals I'm working with, fine. But the fact of the matter is if I'm making 65 in Pittsburgh and I'm making 125 outside of Pittsburgh, I'm making the money. Why wouldn't you? Why the hell wouldn't you? Why? Again, unless you're kind of undercover and you like the buzz and you like the big city kind of action, Pittsburgh's going to have more of that than the county is. They're going to have more of that than Mount Lebanon or Bethel or any of them. But at the end of the day, the cops that stay here either stay here because they're veterans and, quite frankly, they're close to leaving, so they really can't. They like the action because you don't have homicides in Mount Lebanon, quite frankly, in Fox Chapel, quite frankly. And they're kind of set here. the guys and gals that are leaving are saying, this sucks because I'm not getting paid. And in the mayor's defense and in the city's defense, I heard there was this plan to pay them a lot more money. They can't. It's just the truth. Look, man, if you go to a Bethel Park or a Shaler or a Wexford or Cranberry or a county police, they're not paying as many men and women. They don't have to do that. Pittsburgh has hundreds and hundreds of cops, and they don't have the budget to pay them $100,000. And they gave them the biggest raise they've ever given them in their last contract, but it's not enough. And so more and more will leave. Right now, I have the big board. One of my insiders sent this to me. This is a big board that's placed inside one of the departments right now. And it has a number. If the exodus continues, and again, they've lost 145 officers in 18 months, they will have, right now, there are technically 676 cops working. 676. Subtract 22 more for retirements. They've had about 40 retirements. They've had 22 in the last couple days. It's kind of weird. Using that number and that math, they will have 654 active cops on the streets of Pittsburgh. 654. 654. You know what the city says they need? 900. You try and do the math. You try to adequately protect the public with those numbers. Good luck with that.
Hey, this is Lisa. It's been a great 2 years since I bought Nest Expressions Window Fashions in Wexford. Nest Expressions specializes in Hunter Douglas, shades, shutters, and blinds, and now Nest Expressions is expanding to draperies, upholstery, and wallpaper. Call us today to chat about your next project, 724-933-5500, or simply nestexpressions.com.
Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory, Pittsburgh's custom window treatment leader for over 60 years. Free shop at home service, huge selection of blinds and drapery fabrics, factory direct prices. Call 412-665-4900 or visit lachinadrapery.com.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
85 and mostly cloudy at 11:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Several schools in western Pennsylvania are recruiting students through direct admissions. To tell us what that is, here's News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush.
Those traditional steps required for high school students applying to colleges might become a thing of the past, as a growing number of schools are taking a more lax approach to admissions and scrapping the application process altogether. Luke Skirman, founder and CEO of Niche, a Pittsburgh-based company that provides college rankings and reviews, explains the direct admissions process.
But if they click college search at the top on Niche and then they click direct admissions, they can see all 90 colleges. They create an account on Niche, they put in their GPA, they put in all their demographic information, and then they'll start to receive offers and scholarships to colleges at no cost.
Local schools included in the direct admissions programs are Washington and Jefferson, Robert Morris, Point Park University, and Allegheny College. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
Misinformation from some social media influencers discourages followers from using sunscreen. They claim it can cause cancer, but dermatologist Dr. Brad Amos disagrees, saying sunscreen products could be toxic only
if you absorbed enough of them into your blood supply. You don't absorb enough rubbing it on your body in the amounts we apply.
On the Big K Morning Show, Dr. Amos recommended sunscreen with SPF 30. He also says if you get in the water, reapply sunscreen when you get out. Skin cancer is now the most common cancer in the U.S. In fact, the American Cancer Society projects over 100,000 melanoma cases this year, and more than 8,000 people will die from it. Anthrocon attendees broke a fundraising record over the weekend. At each convention, the furries choose a Pittsburgh area charity, and this year it was Gray Paws Sanctuary in White Oak. The sanctuary rescues senior dogs that would otherwise be euthanized. The Anthrocon fundraiser brought in $100,000. Darla Poole-Breska with Gray Paws Sanctuary told KDKA TV the money is a game changer.
$100,000 is about our annual operating budget, so we are able to save twice as many dogs this year. The Anthrocon people are like the nicest people.
It's the most money ever raised during Anthrocon. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 89 points at 39,256. The NASDAQ is up 24, the S&P up 5 points. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:32. Our next update at noon on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Look, there have been so many tornadoes. We've seen more tornadoes than in decades. Here's the deal. With branches down, trees down, when you need emergency service, when you need somebody that's going to take care of business with your trees, with your branches, with the damage, you got to call Greater Pitt Tree Service, the best in the game. They're there with the professionals, with the equipment, with the training. Amazing service. Greater Pitt Tree Service. 412-884-TREE. 412-884-TREE.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-727-9105. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-727-9105. 800-727-9105. 800-727-9105.
Soldiers and Sailors Hall and Museum recognizes Pennsylvania's combat veterans who have received medals for gallantry. With this Hall of Valor moment, here's the president of Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall and Museum, John McCabe.
Army Specialist Leonard Zonrich of Allegheny County was awarded the Silver Star for gallantry in action aboard a helicopter on 23 May 1970 in Vietnam. While assessing the results of gunship strikes, he noticed a wounded soldier lying near an enemy bunker. Flying through enemy fire, his helicopter landed near the wounded man. Zonrich charged out of his aircraft, suppressing the enemy fire as he ran. With bullets still impacting around him, he began to carry the wounded man to his aircraft when he received intense fire from another enemy position. He shielded the Allied soldier with his own body, silenced the enemy position with return fire, and carried the casualty to his helicopter. As a direct result of his extreme valor, Specialist Zonrich personally neutralized several enemy positions and saved the life of an Allied soldier.
To nominate a qualifying hero for the Hall of Valor, please contact Tim Neff at 412-621-4253, extension 219, or visit online at soldiersandsailorshall.org.
Hey folks, it's Marty. Celebrate America with a clean home and a sizzling Get Marty July special from my friends at Coit. Save 35% off all Coit cleaning services, carpets, rugs, drapes, much more. Folks have trusted this wonderful company, Coit Cleaning, for more than 50 years. No one has been in Pittsburgh and more Pittsburgh homes than Coit. Appointments to save 35% off at all Coit services are limited, folks. Call 1-800-FOR-COIT, 1-800-FOR-COIT. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up out there?
No, not too much as far as trying to get into downtown, for example, Marty. If folks have appointments or they're just trying to make that trek, it's not a bad ride in most places. One exception is the Parkway West. Earlier accidents and other troubles all cleared, but still lots of heavy delays starting for you right around that Green Tree exit and extending all the way down through the front side of the Green Tree Hill and into those Fort Pitt tunnels. Conversely, the outbound ride toward the airport this afternoon, or almost this afternoon, is not that tough for you. 79 rolling well for you through the district. No major problems even in the construction zones through the area. Parkway East, just a minor sluggish traffic pattern between Edgewood, Swissvale and the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Heading outbound through the construction zone out toward Monroeville. Not a problem for you there. AAA traffic on the 5s coming your way. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A heat advisory remains in effect from noon until 8 p.m. today. Clouds and sun, hot and humid this afternoon with a high of 93. Mostly cloudy and sticky tonight with a shower or thunderstorm late, low 75. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hey folks, Marty here. CCAC is the best. Whether you want to study robotics, cybersecurity, aviation, culinary arts, business management, multimedia web programming, They've got it all. CCAC rocks. The real deal with expert instructors, industry-grade equipment, high-tech learning spaces. Wow. Big future, little debt. Register now. ccac.edu. Love CCAC. Love it.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
All right, are the remnants from the hurricane going to impact us and about a gazillion other stories? We get moving today, 2 to 6, KDKA. Colin Dunlap with you.
I want to talk to you about downtown. We're going to get into this. A lot is happening downtown. There's a lot of discussion about crime and mental illness. And I got to tell you a specific story about downtown and mental illness and the quandary that we face in downtown Pittsburgh. So I was on the phone this morning with this wonderful young lady, Sophia Mansing. You remember Sophia? She's 18. Now, this happened in June. Ariana, you remember this story, right? She was the student at USC, and she was beat downtown. Her head was beat on the cement.
Yeah.
And as a result, we
Terrible.
discussed this. You wouldn't feel safe going downtown.
No way, especially after that. And she returned to work, right?
And it doesn't surprise you, does it, that now they're saying we need more patrols downtown because there have been more assaults downtown?
No, not at all.
Do you think it's fair to say downtown's safe to walk in? Do you think that's fair to say that?
Not as if you're a lone woman, I wouldn't do it. But if you're in a group of people,
I agree.
a bigger guy,
Right.
yeah, but I wouldn't.
It's sketch.
Yeah.
I've been down there many times, with camera, without camera. There's a nervousness to this. So I was on the phone with Sophia this morning. She's 18. She was having, she has an internship at this production company. They actually do great work. A woman grabs her from behind and beats the hell out of her right in the middle of the street. Okay? Okay? This is where this story makes sense to anyone out there who's trying to figure out what's going on in downtown Pittsburgh and what's happening in America. So, the woman gets arrested. Okay? And she's sitting in jail right now. Okay? She will not, in all likelihood, stand trial. Why? So in talking this, so again, we have these criminals, and believe me, she's a criminal. She had an extensive criminal record. However, she's also severely mentally ill. So here we are, in America, in Pittsburgh, with a specific case. And I asked her this morning, I was talking to her early in the morning, no hearing. I said, why? She's unable to complete her competency evaluation. So she's in jail, not in a mental hospital. So again, not getting really professional treatment because as we've reported, they have no counselors in the jail. So she's in a jail cell. Who knows if she's on her medication? So you have a mentally ill woman that tried to beat an 18-year-old to death, pounded her head off the street, kicked her. No one helped, by the way. And this woman is in a jail cell like a caged animal, and no one's helping her either. Now, you can say to hell with her. She's refuse. She's a criminal. She's mentally ill. She's so incompetent, she can't pass the competency test to even go into a hearing. What do we do with her in America? So, Sophia's not complaining that she doesn't get justice. She's just saying, Marty, that this woman, she's so unstable, she can't even pass a test to go into a court hearing, a competency test. But there's no one to help her, and she's not in a mental health facility. Sound familiar? It does. Yesterday, we had Teresa Smith, city councilwoman, on air. Patrick, sitting here joining me. Patrick, what did she say? Well, she said they have a family friend who's severely mentally ill. And his family members begged her to arrest him and get him off the streets. Why?
Because he's violent and a danger to others and himself.
So Ariana, you weren't here. So listen to what happened. So she's a city councilwoman. She has juice. So she has him arrested because he's dangerous. He's going to hurt people, right? They take him to the jail. He's in jail right now. And what did she tell us? They can't handle him in the jail because he's so dangerous. If I'm lying, I'm dying.
He's too violent for the jail staff to handle.
That's insane. What is he supposed to do? What do you do with him?
This is where we're at.
That's crazy.
So I have his name, and it's irrelevant. So here's what I'm told. That he's severely mentally ill. And I got this from insiders. He literally walks down the street in this daze, screaming F-bombs at people, calling people the N-word out loud. One of my sources said, it's amazing he's alive. When he takes his meds, he's okay. But when he doesn't, he's dangerous. The family has tried everything. He has kids. They're 9 and 6. He's a danger to himself and his siblings and his family. And his family is really good people. And they've really tried to help. So what's my point? That's just 2 cases.
Drop in the bucket.
A drop in the bucket. So my point is they can increase the police patrols all they want downtown, but that girl was nearly beaten to death by a mentally ill woman. The 72-year-old man who was beaten last week from the dentist was nearly beaten to death by a mentally ill young man. We put out his picture out there. All over town, they said he's talking about mass shootings and mass murder. He's mentally ill. So what's my point? What the hell are we going to do, man? Now, again, you can lay this on the cops, and they don't have enough numbers, and it is part of the problem, right? But at the end of the day, as we so much like to say, and the cliche is so stupid, I'm going to stop saying it. What the hell are we going to do as a country? That's just 2 examples.
Well, and it's 2 examples of where institutionalized medicine would be the treatment, but we don't have that anymore.
We don't have a bed for them. Patrick's spot on. Think about Western Pennsylvania, the greatest doctors on earth, arguably. The greatest medical care on earth, and we have 2 cases. And where are they getting treated today? In the jail. Where there's no therapists, right? They have no therapists. No one wants to work there. They have 9 openings. So, we can talk all we want about the cops suck and the mayor sucks and downtown sucks. Okay, I'm cool with all that. But the real deal is this. There are a significant number of people out there right now laying in tents, passed out, that are mentally ill enough to hurt themselves or someone else. And if they hurt themselves, you don't care. If they hurt someone else, you do. And you blame the cops. But they can only arrest someone so many times, and in the jail they can only give out so many meds. And no one gives a damn. And this, my friends, is an American crisis. Before I go to break, I got to mention this because I think you want to remember this. In the 60s and 70s, there were 650,000 beds to treat the mentally ill in America. 650,000. Today, in America, in the whole country, not Pennsylvania, there are 25 to 30,000 beds total. And that's a fact, Jack. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up out there?
All right, some construction cones, of course, Marty, and it gives us a chance to remind folks who are traveling Route 910 or Wexford Bain Road. This is in Wexford near the I-79 interchange. You want to look for a single alternating lane of traffic daily, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's on 910 between Nicholson Road and Divine Drive. This project kicked off yesterday and goes through early August. That's a busy intersection on a good day. Please leave extra time. Parkway West inbound stacks at the top of Green Tree Hill. Parkway East headed toward town. A little bit heavier now, beginning at Edgewood Swissvale before those Squirrel Hill tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Traffic brought to you by Friendship Village of South Hills.
UPMC saved my life. It's just the truth. And when I had cancer. And now they prolong my life. Seriously. I have been in what's called swallow therapy. I had choked 4 times. Heimlich maneuver 4 times. Now, nothing. Now, clear path. Now, I feel safe and secure with the therapy I received at UPMC. It's an amazing place. Life-saving, life-changing information. UPMC.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for over 20 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's majestic golden eagles and other less majestic birds taunting you through the baseball-sized hole in your new windows. It's soaring guitar solos performed through faulty wiring in your garage, which subsequently erupts into flames. It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Guess what, people? Wendy's has new saucy nugs. You heard me. Wendy's nugs now come in 7 saucy flavors. Buffalo, honey barbecue, garlic parm, spicy ghost pepper. You can literally hear your taste buds after every bite. I'm serious. Listen to mine. Okay, that's just me playing with sound effects, but you got the idea. For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's.
Gotta be fresh. At participating U.S. Wendy's.
Hi, it's Paul Alexander. As we age, we tend to accept certain changes as inevitable. A little extra weight here, a new medication there. It's almost like we're expected to just adapt and accept. It doesn't have to be that way. Awaken 180 Golden is challenging the status quo of aging. A new program crafted to address precisely what matters to those of us over 60. Boosting mobility, reducing medications instead of adding them, easing stress on our joints, and of course, weight loss. Awaken 180 Golden is a 1 to 3 month transformative nutrition program, both doctor and registered dietitian approved. Working out is not required. And of course, you'll receive expert coaching and free support for life. You all know my results with Awaken 180, and I'm even more confident with Awaken 180 Golden. You'll achieve those goals too. Everything to gain with only weight to lose. Call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800. Or go online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Retirement doesn't have to be complicated. Are you sick of all the fancy charts and investment mumbo-jumbo thrown at you to justify the Wall Street fees you're being charged? It's not the size of your nest egg that matters, but rather the income it can produce. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who have retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and the money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money into this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you are over 50 and want a bigger, better, stress-free retirement, call today to speak to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie, The Retirement Deception. Call 888-379-1486. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free. So don't delay. Call right now. 888-379-1486. 888-379-1486.
If you have COPD, here are some reasons to go see your pulmonologist again. 1. Those flare-ups you keep having, they have the chance to cause permanent lung damage. 2. We now know a certain type of inflammation can cause flare-ups for some people. And 3.
When can I see Grandma?
Need more reasons? Visit www.livewithcopd.com.
Support comes from Friendship Village of South Hills, a resort-style senior living community providing hospitality to Pittsburgh residents in search of stability, new connections, and new adventures. More information at friendshipvillagepa.com.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your morning. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want while you sleep. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richard, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. Wake up to your friends, weekday mornings on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times, I'm managing editor Mike Larson. With one new high-rise on the way toward completion and a second starting through a public approval process, Hermitage-based Hudson Companies is moving forward on its third residential project on Melwood Avenue in Oakland. In a Zoom development activities meeting on Monday evening, hosted by Oakland Planning and Development Corporation, the development team of Hudson explained what is motivating the company to move forward with converting an office property that UPMC is gradually moving out of at 450 Melwood into 42 apartments as it tees up a second high-rise across the street. Also, Cozen O'Connor has added David Garreau as a shareholder based at its downtown Pittsburgh office, part of its labor and employment practice. Garreau previously had been a partner at K&L Gates for the past 5 years, and before that was at Fox Rothschild, also in Pittsburgh. K&L Gates is the region's second largest law firm, with more than double Cozen's firm-wide size and has a worldwide footprint. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to pittsburghbusinesstimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Look, I'm not trying to scare you but I want you to think about what's happening in America in the context of downtown. And this morning when I was talking to Sophia, whose head was beaten off the street in downtown Pittsburgh. And by the way, she's doing fine. She's on a vacation with her family as we speak. And went back to work and is going back to school. But she was nearly killed by a woman who's mentally ill. So you can say, get these criminals off the streets, and that's fine. You can put all the cops you want downtown, and that's fine. But man, these cops, they arrest these folks, and then they go to jail, and the jail becomes their mental hospital. That's the last place on earth you would want someone who's mentally ill. It just is, man. So you put someone who's mentally ill in a cage, and they have no treatment. How does that help them? I don't know. It can't. And you know, as Patrick was sitting here yesterday, and we're talking to Teresa Smith, and I love that woman, a county council woman. She's saying, Marty, I couldn't help a friend of my family. They're begging me to get this guy a bed in a mental hospital, and I couldn't. They just don't exist. It's bad, folks. My friend Ralph, what's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing, Marty? I want to wish you well on your recovery.
Thank you.
I keep wanting to say that, but I know you're busy at times.
It's all right, man.
The reason I called today was, isn't there something that Shapiro and Austin Davis or somebody can do about getting some of these mental hospitals reopened or
See, I think you're absolutely. So he's so right. So we have a budget where the governor proclaims we have $14 billion surplus. Somebody needs to get off their ass and understand the real danger on the streets of America and address what Ralph
and
is
homeless
saying.
places, too.
Right.
I mean, you know, the Pittsburgh Public Schools, and I've said this many times, they have vacant buildings. Why can't somebody rent some of these buildings? Like when we had the issues with juveniles, you know, with Schumann Center, why can't the Pittsburgh Public Schools work out an arrangement with the mental health people and say, okay, we'll rent you one of these buildings at a low cost, and then be able to, A, Pittsburgh Public Schools will make money, and B, you conquer a little bit of the mental health or the homeless problem.
Because no one has the skill, the acumen, or the leadership to want to do it, and it takes If you start that conversation today, and I love the call, Ralph, it would take you 3 years to get that accomplished in one school building. I am not exaggerating. I'm not playing games. One of my favorite people was Paul Wood with UPMC, and I called him one day and said, how many beds do you have at Western Psych, which is one of the best psychiatric hospitals on earth, to treat mentally ill teens that might have violence issues? 8. Think about it. I know 8 teens that need counseling. 8, Marty. And like he says, gone are the days where you can just say, dump them off at UPMC Western Psych. It doesn't exist. Right now, there isn't one single bed to treat any of the mentally ill people right now wandering on the streets of downtown Pittsburgh, only to wake up and not know what the hell to do, where the hell they're at, and whether or not they should attack you and try to kill you. Just saying. And so when the cops do their job, God bless them, and take them to jail, then they're put in a cage. And it makes them worse. And it makes it worse. And the whole thing is this vicious, horrible cycle of violence and mental illness. It's bad.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. When you use Angie for your home projects, you know all your jobs will be done well. Roof repair? Done well. Kitchen sink install? Done well. Deck upgrades? Done well. Electrical upgrade? Done well. Angie's been connecting homeowners with skilled pros for nearly 30 years, so we know the difference between done and done well. Hire high-quality, certified pros at Angie.com.
When you haven't found love, it can feel like everyone else has. It's in every movie, every song, and all the PDA. Looking for love sucks. Thankfully, California Psychics can give you the guidance you need to find the one. We guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
There is treatment for your neuropathy pain. I'm Dr. Dawn Spalla, owner of Allegheny Health and Physical Medicine. If you suffer from numbness and tingling in your hands and feet, throbbing pain, or you can't sleep at night, Allegheny Health and Physical Medicine treats neuropathy symptoms daily without drugs and surgery. Call 724-224-2224 to schedule your free consultation at our Sarver or Brackenridge offices. Just call Allegheny Health and Physical Medicine at 724-224-2224 for relief.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Overcast and 87 at 12 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. A heat advisory has been issued for most of the Pittsburgh area. Temperatures expected to soar well into the 90s this afternoon. The advisory is from noon through 8 p.m. and includes Allegheny, Beaver, Greene, Washington, and Westmoreland counties. It's ultra hot in much of the U.S. today. Here's CBS's Carter Evans.
Most of the western U.S. is facing excessive heat warnings, but the dangerously high temperatures extend all the way to the East Coast. It was so hot in New York City Monday, the 3rd Avenue Bridge to the Bronx expanded too much and got stuck open.
In Las Vegas, today's forecast high is 117 degrees. Dozens of locations in the West and Pacific Northwest could tie or break previous records. 15 new stores and restaurants are coming to Pittsburgh International Airport. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has the story.
The airport announced the new restaurants, bars, gift shops, and more will be opening as part of the airport's modernization project and new terminal. Vice President of Air Service and Commercial Development Brian Dietz says more shopping and dining choices have been a top request from travelers.
It's an exciting day to announce a lot of new businesses. Some we know, like Shake Shack. And MAC Cosmetics, and others are new and local to our market.
The opening of the new Pittsburgh International Airport is set for next year. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
A woman is recovering from multiple wounds after being shot last night in East Liberty. ShotSpotter alerted police to 7 rounds fired around 10 p.m. in the 6200 block of Broad Street. Officers say the victim had 3 gunshot wounds to a leg. She was taken to a hospital in stable condition. State police say a Fayette City man was driving 118 miles per hour moments before his vehicle rear-ended a woman's car on I-70 in Westmoreland County. Tori Demo died after her vehicle burst into flames. Jacob Posey is charged with felony homicide by vehicle and several summary counts in the March crash in Rostraver Township. An Observer Reporter story says witnesses saw Posey's pickup speeding and being driven erratically on I-70 before it struck Demo's vehicle, causing it to roll over multiple times and catch fire. Posey has a preliminary hearing scheduled for later this month. Tim McNulty, who was a Post-Gazette reporter and communications director for both Mayor Bill Peduto and the Pittsburgh Penguins, died last week at the age of 54. McNulty battled colon cancer for 8 years. His family plans to have a private funeral and later a wake-and celebration in the coming months. Memorial donations can be made to the Penguins Foundation. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 38 points at 39,307. The Nasdaq is up by 36. The S&P up 10 points. KDKA Sports, Mitch Keller allowed 2 runs over 8 innings for his 10th win of the season. The Pirates beat New York 8-2 Monday. Pittsburgh split the 4-game series with the Mets, and the Bucks are visiting the Brewers tonight. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick, making life better one roof at a time. Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 12:03. It's cloudy and 88 in Pittsburgh. KDKA AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast are next.
It's Marty. We've talked about cancer. We've talked about how it throws off your balance. I'm at Physical in Monroeville. Physical, folks. Dr. Jess Nolan is amazing at the office in Monroeville. They put you in a harness. They teach you how to walk again. I feel stronger. I feel as if I'm getting my balance back. Physical in Monroeville. 412-457-8200. 412-457-8200. Hey, it's Marty. I go back 20 years with Phil DeLucente, one of the best lawyers in the country and one of my close friends. And, I mean, they handle unbelievable cases, fraud, criminal cases, big-time product liability and medical malpractice cases, the experts. And Phil gets it right. We have been using him on air for nearly 20 years. GetPhil.com. 800-438-7445.
Going that extra mile. This is Larry Richard for PGT Trucking. For more than 40 years, Pittsburgh-based PGT Trucking has been the source of essential and rewarding careers for CDL-A drivers. Join their fleet of proud professional flatbed drivers who enjoy top-of-the-line equipment, generous benefits, reliable home time, and much more. For more information to start your career at PGT Trucking, visit pgttrucking.com. Join the proud professionals at PGT Trucking.
Tune in to 1020 KDKA Radio for Medical Frontiers with Dr. Gerald Pfeiffer from the Allegheny Health Network every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. Dr. Pfeiffer and his special guests will cover the information that you want to know about your health and the latest trends in medicine.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. My man Kyle, what's up out there?
Thank you, Marty. Looking at the Cordell and Cordell traffic cams, inbound side of the Parkway West, you slow down around the top of Green Tree Hill down into the tunnels, and on the inbound side of the Parkway East, you're backed up to Edgewood Swissvale. Other than that, things are moving pretty well on the major roadways. With AAA traffic, I'm Kyle Fraunheiser on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A heat advisory remains in effect from noon until 8 p.m. today. Clouds and sun, hot and humid this afternoon with a high of 93. Mostly cloudy and sticky tonight with a shower or thunders from late low 75. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Boss TV and Appliance. I know how good they are. They've been in my house. We have several other appliances. They've been to Larry's house. He loves them. Look, if you're looking for a new appliance, a new television, why pick Boss? It's the only place you'll ever need. They're small enough to treat you like family and big enough to offer an array of quality TVs and appliance. Boss TV and Appliance, big brands, reliable delivery and service, and the lowest prices in town, guaranteed. Trust Voss. 412-650-VOSS, 412-650-VOSS.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I would call it a crisis, a departmental crisis in terms of staffing. And there's some irony to this, in that at a time where now the city's saying they're going to put more cops downtown, we have fewer cops than they've seen in the city in, I don't know, 30 years. A guy sent me a graphic this morning, and I got to ask Bob Schwartzwalder, the union president, about this, because he is the true insider, because he's the man, if this is accurate. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Marty. Thanks for having me.
All right, so
Thank you for having me, sir.
I get sent this board from, I guess it's the training center. I don't know where it is. It has a number on the wall. And then I'm told, technically there are 676 working Pittsburgh cops. Is that accurate? Working?
That's probably very accurate based on our data. That's correct.
Jesus. And then 22 retirements. Is that is that this week alone? Or since last week? What is it?
Well, you have 27 retirements since last week, and you have 18 resignations starting with the beginning of the year. So that puts you right around 45 loss factors, with only a hiring ratio of 37 in the academy now, plus another 15. That's 52.
Wow.
But remember, the 37 and the 15, that 15 is in field training.
Yeah.
They won't be fully ready till September, and that 37 we won't see hit the roads till next year.
So if there are really only 654 active Pittsburgh cops, that is am I exaggerating, suggesting that's a real big problem, sir?
It's an enormous problem, and that's why the only way the city polices the city, in other words, puts personnel out for all the events and parties they like to have, as we talked about last week over the 4th of July, is they have to intentionally, knowingly, and maliciously violate the working agreement between themselves and the Pittsburgh Bureau of Police and the police officers that work here in the FOP, because that's the only way they can do it. They cannot meet the contractual obligations that they agree to with the police, so they just blatantly violate them. And that's why you see the mass exodus. That's why you see officers retiring. There's nothing for them, no reason for them to stay. And you see younger officers leaving for the suburbs and better pastures because it's better pay, and they don't have to put up with the miserable working conditions that this administration has imposed on them.
So I love Rachel Heisler. She's the city controller, very intelligent, very assertive, and she sent out a note because she was concerned that an employee who was returning their city vehicle to a parking lot, and they got assaulted. Guy pulled a gun on the employee, took cash, and now all of a sudden, because that happened, everyone's freaked out. And this woman gets robbed, and she goes to a call box. I just got robbed at gunpoint. She waited an hour, Bob, for a cop to come and help her. How about that?
Those are questions.
That doesn't
those
fly,
are questions
does
that those are questions. Hey, listen. When President Biden, love him or hate him, whatever your opinions are politically, this is not a political statement. This is a factual statement. Okay. He provided millions of dollars in ARPA funds, American Rescue Plan dollars. Okay, City of Pittsburgh received, and your readers or your listeners can look it up, over $335 million to the city.
They did.
Not even $5, not even $5 was earmarked for police. Of $335 million. You can look it up. You can pull it right up on Google.
It's
look
true.
it up yourself. Not even $5. Very true.
So now they're all freaked out because the city employee was robbed, and I'm freaked out too. But my man, this has been going on for 2 years downtown. People getting their butts kicked and their heads slammed off of curbs. This is not
Marty,
newer
this
news.
is only the beginning. This isn't the end. You're not coming to the end here where you see a light at the end of the tunnel. You can't see the end of the tunnel. It's dark down there.
So hold on. They like to point you as the apocalyptic union guy, but now all of a sudden they want more patrols downtown. Here's what I find laughable, and it is laughable. Because they don't have enough men and women for downtown, they're going to put you and others in cars to drive up and down the street? What the hell is that supposed to do?
Well, I guess it's a theory. That's all I'd call it, is a theory. that if someone determined to commit a crime sees a police car go by with lights on, but, criminals are not stupid. I mean, they commit dumb acts. I agree they commit criminal acts. But they'll say, okay, I'll wait till that car goes $3. Okay, now I'll go about my business.
Bob, that's not boots on the ground, bro. That's not foot patrol. That's not a guy that knows the guy that knows the guy that owns the business. That's just not the way this works. Is it?
And here's what everybody has to come to grips with.
Yeah.
I've said it for my entire tenure on this. I've been on your show since 2016, since I got elected president.
Yeah.
I've been on your show at least several times a year.
Yeah.
And I talked about staffing till I'm blue in the face.
Yeah.
And now it's just, there's the tunnel. Everybody thinks, okay, it's going to get better. It's not going to get better.
Well, why would
we
it?
have another 4. Well, exactly. Why would it? Because this administration.
How could it?
This administration, I warned them. I warned them in the last contract. They thought this was this great raise. Remember, Marty, you were talking about it in the media. Oh, my God, it's a great raise. Well, did it hold people here? Absolutely not. Yeah. Retiring in droves, still resigning at a rapid rate.
But by the way, Bob's right about everything he says, and it is the biggest raise they've ever given in a contract. But the end of the day is their argument is that the department's too big. They can't fill the gap. And so what the hell are they supposed to do, Bob?
Well, this is what they do. What happens is you have officers are entitled to vacation time off, things of that nature. They just tell them no. You can't have it off because they can't staff the needs. So what they'll do is they'll make agreements with vendors and all these different event people, like I talked about last week. And they'll say, oh, what can we violate to make this happen? Oh, we'll just violate the police contract. And then they'll file grievances, and their union president will run his mouth, and everybody will go, ha, 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 who cares? But the reality of it is these police officers are going to leave in droves.
Every action, you got to go in opposite reaction. So
it's called the doctrine of unintended consequences. Right. That's right. It's the doctrine of unintended consequences.
And so here's my point. If you got 100 cops over here and you move them downtown, you don't have 100 cops over here anymore, right? Right?
Right. Always not well in Camelot, my friend. And even though the administration will tell you, oh, we have people and we're ready to handle it, and you dodged a bullet on the 4th of July, you dodged another one. There was pouring down rain. Nobody had raincoats or umbrellas, and nobody got wet. We dodged another one there. And you're going to keep dodging them until we're just fortunate that woman that was a friend of the controller was only robbed.
Right.
That's all. She had her property taken in a fearful manner by threats of violence. But we're fortunate that's all that happened, that she was just robbed of her property.
Yeah.
Because I foresee violent crime spiking, and I don't use the murder rate. I use the ag assault rate.
So this number that I keep reading, the cops are all sending me this morning of 654 working cops. Is that the lowest number you've ever seen by far in your career?
100%. It's even worse than during Act 47 when nobody gave them $335 million to go play with. The federal government told the city, here's $335 million, go play with it. Oh, they're playing all right. If you look up the funds where all the money's going, none of it's going to essential services, meaning police, fire, paramedics, things of that nature. It's going to all these other things.
So when's the last time you know that Pittsburgh had 654 active cops on the streets?
I not ever in my career, and I've been here 33 years.
Whoa!
It's never been this low in my entire career.
Even during so if you go back to the 50s, the city had 600,000 population. There's no way they had 650 cops. Probably had closer to 12.
Oh no, they had 1,800 at one point, 1,800 or 1,900. Then it slowly dwindled down, as the population reduced. But now what they're doing is they're it's just finger in a dike. So you have you got all these levees bursting.
No, I see.
And then we're just going to go, okay, finger over here, finger over here, finger over here. And then we just hope.
Can you hang around a minute?
Yeah, I know, that's good.
All right, it's important. I got some important stuff to ask him about downtown. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Kyle, what's up?
Thank you, Marty. Looking at the Cordell and Cordell traffic cams, things are still moving slowly on the inbound side of the Parkway West from Parkway Center Drive into the Fort Pitt tunnels, and on the inbound side of the Parkway East, just a tap of the brakes as you enter the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Other than that, things are not looking too bad at the moment. Traffic is sponsored by LGKG Injury Lawyers. LGKG, your home team. Visit LGKG.com. With AAA Traffic, I'm Kyle Fraunheiser on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
We've been an institution in Newcastle for 90 years, and now our offices canvass all of Western Pennsylvania. I'm Joe George. Known for integrity and doing what we say we'll do, LGKG injury lawyers are different from the other firms. Visit LGKG.com or call me. LGKG, your home team.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
Spoke to Jerry Nasseri with NASCO Roofing this morning. Look, the thing about NASCO is their work ethic. The thing about NASCO is their pricing. The thing about NASCO is their reputation. Owens Corning, the best of the best. Lifetime guarantee, lifetime warranty. Folks, this is the crew that's been on our roof several times. Did my brother's roof, my sister's roof. Becomes a family thing. Why? Because NASCO does it right. 412-373-2000 NASCO. 412-373-2000. Give me a yell.
Ooma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
No one caters deli better than Bob the Deli King from Food for Thought. Hands down, the best deli in Pittsburgh. Paul Martino here. Need a trusted caterer that will please every guest at your next gathering? Get the best. Call Bob the Deli King. At Food for Thought, they've been catering quality, authentic, and delicious deli items for over 30 years. They easily accommodate quick turnarounds. Call 412-682-5033. 412-682-5033. Food for Thought, Pittsburgh's best deli catering.
One person dies from heart disease every 33 seconds. Do everything you can not to be the one. Understanding your risk factors, like your cholesterol, blood pressure, and BMI, could save your life. Our experts at the nationally recognized UPMC Heart and Vascular Institute are here to help you get your heart health on track. Your heart care matters. Visit upmc.com/heart to schedule an appointment.
Ted Starmack with Rhino Shield Pittsburgh. When you consider all the benefits of Rhino Shield, including the 1,500 fade-resistant colors, significant insulation, mold, mildew, and algae resistance, on top of superior durability, you will find that Rhino Shield delivers more benefits at a significant savings. Rhino Shield is a one and done. Stop painting your house every few years and enjoy the freshly painted look of Rhino Shield for decades. Call 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-744-6641.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
UPMC, life-saving, life-changing information. Amazing.
CBS Eye on Veterans, presented by University of Maryland Global Campus. Dan Hickman is a world-renowned yoga master who helped our troops at Walter Reed Medical Center overcome traumatic injuries. And he shared the exact moment when a skeptical special operations soldier realized the true power of yoga and meditation.
And we're sitting there calming down, breathing, and all of a sudden I hear Travis say, "Ninjas." And I open my eyes. He goes, "Ninjas. Ninjas do this." And I said, "Yeah, ninjas do this." He goes, "Yeah. Yeah." And so he got into it. He made that connection, like I did many years ago as a kid through the martial arts.
Jon Stewart here. Unbelievably exciting news. My new podcast, The Weekly Show. We're going to be talking about the election, economics, ingredient to bread ratio on sandwiches. Listen to The Weekly Show with Jon Stewart wherever you get your podcasts.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hey, look, I have spent a lot of time in downtown. At one point, And it's actually fascinating what's happened downtown. We were bringing Dennis, my good friend now, from Wiener World. Every day we put him on the air. Every single day. Until the cops acted. They did, man. They arrested a lot of people. They had overdoses there. They arrested 30 drug dealers in a month. But for Dennis, and he's right there on Smithfield, and it's still a crap hole, he said to hell with it. And let me tell you this. He moved into the U.S. Steel Tower there, and there's a line. It changed his life. It's kind of in the basement of the building, and I talked to my boys that work in the tower, UPMC. You got to get there like in the morning to get a hot dog. The line is so long. It's been life-changing for Dennis, and God bless him. But what it left was a hole on Smithfield Street where there was once a thriving business, and this is what happens. Dennis have left. A Kano Gates is moving. The Bank of New York, Mellon, gone. It's going to be a zombie building. And so I've taken a lot of grief from the administration that I'm negative about downtown. All I'm suggesting is, man, it's a little sketch. And Ariana makes a point that, look, she's a young lady. I would not feel comfortable with her being downtown. We had dinner with a really successful attorney and his wife a week ago. They're in Upper St. Clair. They have a mansion. I'm not exaggerating. They want to move downtown. And they said, hell no, they won't do it now because they're afraid. Why would they? Look, here's my thing. And I've had discussions with the mayor about this. In my neighborhood, my wife can walk alone at 9 o'clock at night. She cannot do that in downtown Pittsburgh. In my neighborhood, my kids can kick a soccer ball at 10 o'clock at night. Downtown Pittsburgh, you can't. You can't. And Bob, this new plan, Bob Swartzwell, the union president, joining me, this new plan to saturate downtown, is that a smart move, sir?
Well, I mean, you got to send the police where the crime is.
Right.
So if that's where the crime is at, then that's where you got to beef it up. But the problem that you have is, Marty, as you thin out the ranks across the city, you're going to continue to have problems because, see, downtown is just a political football. That's what that is. I mean, true. They're moving everybody down there because that's the hub of the city, as you well know.
Right.
And, you know, it's interesting that you get crap for telling the truth. Isn't that sad?
I do, man.
So you point out these things, and then they say, oh, no, Marty, you know, you shouldn't scare, because you're not a politician, you're a reporter.
Yeah, but I'm supposed to say, and by the way, Bob, you know me, we're good friends by now. I'm supposed to say downtown's great. Well, there have been times when I was there during big festivals when it was great. I don't care. As long as someone's getting the hell beat out of them downtown, Bob, downtown's a problem. Fair, right?
Correct. That is the hub. And I'll tell you who should be really sad. All those business owners, when the 900 block of Penn Avenue, because that was my old beat. That's right. I worked Zone 2 for 20 years, which downtown was part of. The 900 block was basically emaciated for years. You remember the 900 block of Penn Avenue down by the convention center?
Yep.
And all those business owners, Bakersfield, all those nice bars, Sienna Mikado, they put a ton of money in down there.
Yep.
And now it's falling apart around them.
It is.
Falling apart around them. And so when people come in from conventions, the Arthurcons, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but some of them got assaulted.
Yeah.
Arthurcon. They got assaulted.
Here's the thing, because I know Larry, and you know that the chief, and you know him, and he's told me, like, Marty, we arrested 35 drug dealers last month, and that's true. And then they arrest these folks who are mentally ill, and that's true. And then they go through the jail system, and they're kicked right back out on the streets. To some degree, it's not up to the cops to fix that, because you can't. Can you, Bob?
And that's correct, but you have to remember, Marty, and I've said this to the chief myself personally in meetings with him.
Yeah,
he only has a certain level, because remember, he has to be loyal to his job security. So does all the commanders and the command staff. And I'm not giving him a pass. I'm not giving them a pass. I mean, they have an obligation to speak up, and I hope that they are. I'm not in meetings when they're there with the mayor, but you know, my dealings with them, they understand the problem, but here's what it is. If they tell the mayor, we can't keep doing what it is you want us to do with the personnel you're providing us, and you're not correcting the problem, they'll say, okay, see ya. I'll find somebody who will do my bidding, whether it's right or wrong, but they'll do my bidding.
Sure.
So the citizens have a choice, and I'm not a big political guy, you know that, but the citizens have a choice. Either this mayor fixes it, or you got to get somebody to replace them.
I agree.
That's the way it's got
No,
to be.
I agree. And it has to be a law and order guy or gal.
Yeah, and they got to come in and they got to look at the problem realistically. They got to evaluate the problem realistically and see how to fix it. And I spoke during contract negotiations. I said, "Hey, your contract looks good for the people that have been here for a long time,
right?
But it's not a retainable type contract, and it's not a recruiting type contract."
What about
All
this
it did
whole,
was-
I heard there was a secret plan to give cops a whole bunch of money. That's not true.
Well, I mean, there's discussions of modifying the shifts again because they thought, well, the eights we need to compress the time schedules and go to 410s.
Right.
Now they want to go from 410s to 12s.
12-hour shifts.
And right, 12-hour shifts. But there's so many problems with the 10s that when you get to the 12s, you're just going to compound the problem because then when you got to hold people over, when you have events, when you do all these different types of things, the reality is you're overcommitted and under-resourced.
And here's the truth, Bob, under the current thought process, this can never be fixed, ever, the way the philosophy is now. Fair, right?
Correct. The mindset right now, in the non-competitive nature, you're not offering human beings, people that might want to enter this profession, the profession of policing, a competitive package for retention or recruitment. You're just not doing it.
What about some guy says, why not call in the National Guard? No, that's surrendering to that silliness.
Well, first of all, that's posse commentary. We don't. I'm a military guy, 14 years, 6 Army, 8 Air Force on the side, and we don't do. You don't do that. And I was in a combat unit. You don't do that. First of all, soldiers don't belong in the communities.
Right on.
That is a policing function. There's a separation of powers, and I don't buy into that.
All right, well,
being a soldier myself and a former combat soldier.
Hey, man, thanks for telling the truth, Bob.
All right, Marty.
All right, brother, thank you. He always tells the truth.
Let's think positive. Let's think success. Let's think healthy. Let's say a firm yes. This is Dr. Shufo from the Weight Loss and Wellness Center. Let's say yes to fewer medications. Let's say yes to lower blood pressure, lower cholesterol, lower sugar. Let's say yes to moving more and better. Let's say yes to fitting into clothes. Let's say yes to more self-confidence, self-worth, self-esteem. Let's say yes to making it happen now. 1-800-FIN.
15 packs of Pepsi products, 2 for $14. Save $1 gallons of milk just for Par Mar Rewards card holders. Dan's angrily inviting you to download the Par Mar Rewards app today. And remember, if there's not a Par Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Mostly sunny and 87 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 12:30. I'm Paul Alexander. Pennsylvania's new fiscal year began last week without a budget in place, and the delay is over education spending. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has the details.
It's been over a week since the budget deadline passed, but state lawmakers have yet to settle on a plan with election season looming. Senator Jay Costa told KDKA Radio's Rob Pratt what the Democrats are looking for.
Our goal is to be able to drive out about $1.3 billion in new spending in education, which we clearly have the ability to do. And it coincides with what the Commonwealth Court said with regard to education funding system being unconstitutional.
Republicans broadly agree on increasing public education spending, but want a smaller number. Another sticking point is deciding how to determine the schools most in need of supplementary money. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
A man brought the security checkpoint at Pittsburgh International to a standstill yesterday when TSA officers found a 9mm handgun in his bag. Authorities say the unloaded weapon was in a locked, hard-sided case, but that must be in a checked luggage bag. Police seized the gun. The checkpoint slowdown happened on the busiest day in TSA history. More than 3 million travelers were screened in the U.S. on Monday. 2 airline routes from Pittsburgh are among the top 10 in terms of the highest turbulence in North America. Rankings from turbulence tracking website Turblide show Charlotte to Pittsburgh was second highest in 2023.
Interestingly enough, the second one out of the top 10 is Pittsburgh to Raleigh, so not really that far away from Charlotte, going in the same direction.
That's Pittsburgh Business Times reporter Paul Goff on the Big K Morning Show. Pittsburgh to Raleigh came in at number 7. The rest of the top 10 were in the western U.S. Portland and Denver were number 1 and 2. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 17 points, the NASDAQ up 45. The S&P 500 is up 13 points.
KDKA Radio News Time is 12:31. Our next update at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
John Perry is he's also one of the best attorneys in the country. Medical malpractice, catastrophic injury, Rosen and Perry. Look at the results, man. Look at the accolades. I've had family members go there. I've had friends go there because of their success. Serious about this. They are the professionals. Rosen and Perry. 412-281-4200. Rosen and Perry. Call them. Ask for John. 412-281-4200.
For eligible individuals, 18 and older only. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
How are your hearing aids sounding now?
A little tinny.
Okay, 2 seconds.
With Jabra Enhanced Select's premium package, better hearing doesn't happen in a doctor's office. It happens at home. All done remotely from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better. You get the same advanced hearing aid technology and professional support you expect from a clinic at a fraction of the cost. And if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments 7 days a week, no charge. Oh, you people are wonderful. Our premium package includes hearing aids, 3 years of follow-up care, plus a 3-year warranty with loss and damage coverage, and a 100-day money-back guarantee. I hear better than I ever thought possible. Save $300 on Enhanced Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to jabraenhance.com/try. That's JABRA enhance.com/try. jabraenhance.com/try.
Hey guys, Marty. Had 2 great meals with my wife in the last month. Both of them at Oakmont. Both of them at restaurants owned by my good friend J.K. the Man. Okay, the Lot. I'm not exaggerating. The best brunch I've ever had at the Lot. I'm serious. The best dinner I've had in a year. Hofstadt's. They're in the same town. They're on the same strip. They're owned by the same man. The Lot and Hofstadt's. J.K. delivers. Great stuff.
What will you do when your home loses power? Stop waiting for the utility company to restore power. Prevent unpredictable outages with a standby Honeywell home generator by Generac from AirPro Heating and Cooling. Control your home's power and protect your family from power disruptions, unsafe situations, and inconvenience. Call someone you know. Call the home generator experts at AirPro Heating and Cooling today. 800-749-0642. Learn how easy and affordable home power protection is from your friends at AirPro.
I always do my best to prep for summer, but sometimes things just come up. And when they do, Kohl's and their great prices are always there for me. I just shopped their summer cyber sale and saved big on everything I was missing, like summer must-haves under $15, floor care essentials for 50% off, and kitchen appliances for 30% off. Plus, I earned Kohl's cash. So no matter what happens the rest of the summer, I'll be ready. Thanks to Kohl's. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, brought to you by Bowser. Kyle, what's up?
Thank you, Marty. Looking at the Cordell and Cordell traffic cams, inbound side of the Parkway East, you're backed up to Edgewood Swissvale as you make your way into the Squirrel Hill tunnels. And on the inbound side of the Parkway West, you're tapping the brakes as you approach the Fort Pitt tunnels. And on 65, inbound side slows down a little bit before the McKees Rocks Bridge. With AAA Traffic, I'm Kyle Fraunheiser on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Intervals of clouds and sunshine for the rest of today. It'll be hot and humid this afternoon with a high of 93 and AccuWeather real field temperature well into the 90s. Warm and sticky tonight with a shower or thunders from late, though 75. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hi, this is Father Tom Burke of the Diocese of Pittsburgh. Join me for Catholic Education Plus this Sunday morning at 6:30 as we spotlight our Catholic schools and faith formation programs. Catholic Education Plus is sponsored by Sam and Judy Spanos and the Catholic Diocese of Pittsburgh.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
All right, are the remnants from the hurricane going to impact us and about a gazillion other stories? We get moving today, 2 to 6, KDKA. Colin Dunlap.
So I was talking to a big shot this morning, very powerful political figure in this town, and we started going through the process of Pittsburgh. And we can't get fountains fixed. So it's 90 plus degrees today. The water fountains still aren't fixed in the city. They closed the Highland Park pool. It's supposed to be 94 degrees. They closed it. Some mechanical BS they're saying. Meanwhile, they have real security problems there, and people are afraid to bring their kids there. So that's probably the issue. They won't tell us that. We have no money in the city's budget to pave any streets until 28, they told us. And people are getting the hell beat out of them downtown, and we're 250 cops short. So the mood is not a good mood in the city. And here's what I get. Well, a lot of cities are experiencing. I don't give a crap if a lot of cities are experiencing this. Here's what I tell people when they say that to me. I said, half of the marriages end up in divorce. I ain't getting divorced. This, what about every other city sucks, doesn't fly with me. This is our town, man. Downtown is grimy. You know what grimy is? And by the way, we're downtown a lot. We go to shows. We go to dinner down there. I love downtown. I love Pittsburgh. I'm a Pittsburgher. But it's grimy, man. And your head's on a swivel. Guy sent me a video this morning of a guy urinating on the sidewalk. And 3 people overdosed on benches. Just this morning. And until all that's gone, until we address the mental illness, until we address the assaults, until we clean the streets, it's going to be grimy. And we're 250 cops short. One of my boys, actually, one of my close friends, one of my favorite people, because he is a guy who sees what I see, and he lives this, is my man, Mad Max. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Marty. How are you doing, brother?
I don't know how long. We're 2 years into talking about this. 2 years. I mean, Max, I could queue up a conversation we had live 2 years ago, the same one we're having today, and the same problems exist, right?
We're pushing 3 years.
3 years.
And I started talking about it before it was cool, and, trying to get attention put on this, shine a light on it to say, hey, we need to pump the brakes here because we're going down a dark path.
Hold on, let me interrupt, Max. This is why I love this man. Max started talking about this while Peduto was hiding under his bed during COVID. That's the truth, Max, right?
Fact.
So this isn't about you picking on Gainey. Max, that's how we met, actually. Max was posting pictures and videos of people literally defecating in an alley downtown. And Max begged the city for one porta-john, and they wouldn't take a meeting with you. Would they, sir?
No.
And that's how many... So what, we're more than 3 years into this?
It was 2020, March of 2020, when I started the Facebook page.
And there hasn't been a demonstrative difference between what you were doing then and what we're seeing now, really?
Well, demonstrable as far as it getting worse, yes.
That's true.
It's unfortunate because it did not have to get to this point. I think if the right people got involved and said, we need to do something here, but there's no leadership.
There's no political will, Max.
And, we talk about the homeless and compassion all the time. And is it compassionate to let people live amongst squalor and trash and rats? No, it's not.
No, hold on, because you're right again. Because you're always right about this stuff. But So you listen, and we're friends as a result. We always kind of communicate. So the two examples that I gave you this morning, the woman that beat the hell out of Sophia, she's in a cage in the jail because they can't get her bed in the mental facility. And the woman that Patrice, that the city council member, right, got help with, right?
Right,
Councilwoman
right.
Smith, she got this guy arrested because they couldn't find a bed for him. So my point is, anyone they arrest on the streets today that's mentally ill or overdosed, they have no beds for them. None. Zero, Max. What the hell, man?
Yeah, it's not. Whatever they're doing now isn't working. And, you know.
But hold on. What the hell are we supposed to do, though? I don't know, Max.
So, you know, like you said earlier, you know, cops made 35 arrests, but that does no good when the judicial part of the government isn't holding up their end of the bargain, and they're just letting people go with no cash bail. Like that guy that assaulted that 73-year-old man, what was it, a week and a half ago now?
Yep.
And so is he still in jail? Did he get out, or what's his story?
Hold on, though. Hold on. You know his story. And he,
yeah,
this is
a long rap sheet.
Yeah, Max. Come on, man. Be honest, because you're a smart man. An insane person. Like, really mentally ill young man. Seriously.
Correct.
What the hell are we supposed to do?
Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't know, Max. I've hit the wall.
32 tents.
Huh?
There's 32 tents along the jail trail now. There's more and more tents popping up every day.
No, you're right.
I'm still looking for somebody. I know there's somebody listening right now that's either got some money or some land somewhere that could set up something and, you know, set something up to get these people out of the city and provide the services that they need to get them on the right path. Because right now, visiting these encampments and dropping off a pack of syringes and some Narcan and saying, hey, we'll see you next week, don't overdose.
No.
That's not working. That's not working.
It isn't. And it can't. I don't know what to tell you. Except that we're 250 cops short. And that doesn't help either, does it, sir?
No, it doesn't.
And you're now carrying a gun downtown, right?
I'd be lying if I said no.
Right. And it wasn't really your history, right?
No.
Right.
But, and, you know, I'm not alone in that. I know there are several other people that...
No, of course not. Why would you be?
People that you've had on the show that I know and talk to that I know have firearms. And, you know, obviously for very valid reasons.
Yeah.
You know, my mission is to come downtown, you know, do my job and make it safe to my wife and son every day. You know, I'm not looking to become a victim or...
No. I love you. You've been such an advocate. But what you said toward the beginning of this interview is really true. It's worse than it was when you got in the game 4 years ago. It's worse, man.
And it did not have to get to this point, but here we are. I'm convinced, you know, let me put the tinfoil hat on for a second.
Yeah.
I'm convinced that these mayors all over the country are having weekly Zoom meetings to find out who can race to the bottom the quickest, because there's no way there's this level of ineptitude in city government or local government. I mean, come on.
Oh, I don't know anymore. I don't know. Thank you, Max. Here's what I do know. Pittsburgh needs law and order. It's a cliche and it's trite, but we need law and order. We need clean streets, and we need paved streets, and that's what the public wants. And if they don't get it, they'll find someone who'll get it to them, and that's just the way this works. It's just the truth. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Kyle, what's up?
Thank you, Marty. Looking at the Cordell and Cordell traffic cams, inbound side of the Parkway West slows down around the top of Green Tree Hill down into the tunnels. And the inbound side of the Parkway East is back up to Edgewood Swissvale. Other than that, not seeing really any delays on the major roadways at the moment. With AAA traffic, I'm Kyle Fraunheiser on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
So, I was on the phone yesterday with Julian Gray. We've become good friends. He's an elder law attorney. I met him, became very close when my parents passed, and he took over our estate. Had the whole family sitting in his office, made a tremendous difference in our lives. I was talking to him yesterday about how important it is to get an elder law attorney like the folks at Julian Gray and Associates involved. I'll tell you why. Major tax implications, major health care implications, major input you need from an expert, a true insider like Julian Gray and his folks that made a massive difference in the lives of the Griffin family. It's never too late to do this. It's never too late to plan your estate, but do it as soon as possible. Julian Gray, grayelderlaw.com. Grayelderlaw.com. I'm telling you, folks, they did a wondrous job for the Griffin family. 412-458-6000. grayelderlaw.com.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 platinum preferred roofing company.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Summer savings are heating up at Spitzer Toyota of Monroeville. Whether you're looking for a car, SUV, or a truck, Spitzer has it. Panta's been busy tracking down the most competitive pricing to make sure you always get the lowest price possible. The Panda price. Plus, with every new vehicle purchase, you'll get a lifetime powertrain warranty at no additional cost. Don't miss out on new Tacoma savings today.
Whack more. Spend less at Spitzer Toyota Monroeville.
Our world revolves around you. Excludes select new EV and commercial vehicles. Visit Spitzer.com for details.
When you ask people here, what's the one thing that makes Diamonds Direct their favorite jeweler? For some, it's the unbeatable pricing we get through our direct importer. No middleman connections. The foundation of our business since day one. For others, it's the uncompromising quality. From hand-selected diamonds to handcrafted designer rings. Only the best of the best. Some people put selection at the top of their list, as Diamonds Direct offers up to 30 times the options you expect from a typical jewelry retailer. For some, it's our luxurious showroom with diamond experts who genuinely care about your experience and happiness, and who are empowered to do whatever it takes for you. Others rave about Diamonds Direct's unmatched warranties and guarantees that include free service for life and an extraordinary 110% diamond upgrade promise. But you know the most often answer we get when asking what makes Diamonds Direct stand out? It's not one thing. It's everything. Diamonds Direct. Value, luxury, choices, and confidence. Get directions, hours, and more at DiamondsDirect.com. Proud partner of the University of Pittsburgh Panthers.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's majestic golden eagles and other less majestic birds taunting you through the baseball-sized hole in your new windows. It's soaring guitar solos performed through faulty wiring in your garage, which subsequently erupts into flames. It's also round-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Guess what, people? Wendy's has new saucy nugs. You heard me. Wendy's nugs now come in 7 saucy flavors. Buffalo, honey barbecue, garlic parm, spicy ghost pepper. You can literally hear your taste buds after every bite. I'm serious. Listen to mine. Okay, that's just me playing with sound effects, but you got the idea. For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's.
Gotta be fresh.
At participating U.S. Wendy's.
Your bathroom's got to go, the vanity's decayed, and toilet's really old. The bathtub's giving way, give Baths R Us a ring. Call morning, noon, or night. You do not have to wait to get your bathroom right.
Call Baths R Us for your free estimate and enter to win our Christmas and July $15,000 bathroom remodel with an additional $1,500 off plus low to no monthly payments. Call 412-556-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com.
Join Mark Patrick's seminars, Lose the Weight, Stop Smoking, Early Bird Special for
$99. Seminars Monday, July 8th at the DoubleTree by Hilton Hotel Pittsburgh and Greentree, or Tuesday, July 9th at the Comfort Inn Conference Center in Churchill. Weight loss 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8.
Hearing the news every day is one thing. Hearing it hit home is something altogether different. That's the difference you hear every day on KDKA Radio. We go beyond the benign headlines and bring the news to life. Your life. So stay here and hear the news and what a difference it makes. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. He won't give a timetable on when interest rate cuts may start, but Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell testified to Congress today that inflation is easing and the U.S. labor market is cooling, exactly what the Fed wants to see, a bit more consistently, though, in order to begin lowering rates. On Wall Street, even with small business owner optimism rising in June for the third month in a row, stocks are just a little bit higher right now as investors digest those comments from Powell. The Dow and the S&P and the NASDAQ all up about 0.1%. Prices on used vehicles down again in June to the lowest level since March of 2021. That's according to Manheim Auctions, the world's largest reseller of used vehicles. Prices in June down almost 9% from a year ago. And some much-needed good news for Boeing today. It delivered 44 new jets in June, the most in 1 month since it halted work back in January after a door-sized panel blew off an Alaska Airlines jet mid-flight. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Law and order, man. That'll fix it. You know, one of my boys sent me a note that the mayor could call Kraus and have his people downtown today, and they'd help, and they would. The mayor doesn't want to be seen as the bad guy. I'm just telling you this. Who gets rid of the poor homeless and drug addicts, just so you know. And plus, the truth is, if the mayor picks up, let's say, not exaggerating, let's say they pick up 100 people who are homeless and have tents and encampments and put them where would you put them today? All the geniuses out there. Let's say you get them in a big sweep, put them in big vans. Where the blank do you drive those vans? I'm just trying to keep it real. Seriously. What the hell do you do? Martin, go ahead. Thanks for your patience. Good morning.
Hi, Marty. How are you?
Good, brother. How are you?
Good. I guess two comments.
Yeah.
The first one is political, and the other one's to homeless.
Yeah.
And they do go hand in hand.
They do, sir.
The first is the Ravenstalls are good people, and the media helped run them out of time.
No, hold on. Stop.
Okay.
Hold on. You can get Luke on the phone right now. We were good friends. My man, they had some smarmy, underhanded, kind of shady stuff going on. And come on, man. You know this.
Okay, well, whatever. Because of Ravenstal,
No, you can't say whatever. I really like Luke, and I like him to this day.
I like Luke.
And he was very, very charming, and he was very, very charismatic. Yes. But he did some stuff that wasn't cool, and he would admit that. Go ahead.
Okay, but because of Ravenstal going out, you got Peduto in there, and because of Peduto's ineptness, now you have games.
I can't argue with you.
And all this pay-to-play that Ravenstal did, supposedly did. I mean, Peduto was a master at it. But
I never saw Luke do pay-to-play. Whatever the hell that means, I never saw.
Well, that's what the media kept reporting.
Give me an example.
Well, the Post-Gazette did it all. Where's Luke?
That wasn't pay-to-play, sir. You're conflating the two things, and you're all over the map. I hang up on you. That's why I want you to hear the hang-up sound. Dennis, go ahead. Thanks for holding.
Yeah, it's Denise.
Yeah, I got you, Denise. I apologize. I'm an idiot and I can't read.
Yeah, that's okay. Hey, I'm a retired Pittsburgh police officer, and when I was on, there was over 1,200 officers. And
that's right.
Yeah.
Hold on. When was that? That's amazing. That's so spot on. She's right. When was that? I forget.
Well, that was probably like around 1990, but I came on the department in 1980, and I retired in 2002. So I did 22 years.
So can you imagine there's 654 today?
Oh, no, and like you look at how things have gotten out of control and stuff. Cause, I mean, it's fine to feel sorry for, the alcoholics, the drug addicts, and the people with mental problems. But you also have to consider you got people that work, pay taxes, and they can't enjoy the fruits of their labor to go downtown.
No,
and
it's
I
true.
still live in the city.
No,
and
you're right.
I don't agree with, you know how they said that you can't pull over people for certain things now?
Right.
How can they say that an officer cannot enforce federal, state, and local laws?
Well, that's why the cops say, screw this, I'm leaving Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you know, you take an oath, and so do they. And they're not following their oath.
No. And in some cases, I have three videos from this morning where downtown is like zombie land. Folks totally OD'd, laid out. One guy's standing there urinating. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard all kinds of stories. I still live in the city. Yeah. And there was, I can't mention any names. I heard the second person. But around the 4th of July, this one guy showed up in front of another man's house. And this is in a fairly nice area.
Yeah.
And he was petting a guy's dog that was loose, and the guy is holding a shotgun on him.
Oh.
And, you know, and when he called the police, I can't say, I'm not going to say what zone, because I'm not sure of all the facts and stuff, but they were told, he was told that somebody would call him for a report in a day or two. Now, this guy had a shotgun.
No, it's horrible. And I love your call, and I ran out of time on you. But remember this as we go. A woman got robbed last week, a city employee, and she called for help, and no one arrived for an hour. And that's where we're at, and you got to ask yourself, is that as good as it gets? I hope not.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-403-5569 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-403-5569. That's 800-403-5569. What do you have to lose? Call 800-403-5569. Again, 800-403-5569.
People, listen to me, please.
You want to hear what I have to say?
Your voice.
My voice.
Voice my displeasure.
The loudest voice
is heard.
Can you hear me?
It's
our chance to use our voice. Here.
Thank you for giving us a voice.
100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory, Pittsburgh's custom window treatment leader for over 60 years. Free shop at home service, huge selection of blinds and drapery fabrics, factory direct prices. Call 412-665-4900 or visit lachinadrapery.com.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Partly cloudy and 89 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander. A woman is recovering from multiple wounds after being shot last night in East Liberty. ShotSpotter alerted police to 7 rounds fired around 10 p.m. in the 6200 block of Broad Street. Officers say the victim had 3 gunshot wounds to a leg. She was taken to a hospital in stable condition. Violent crime unit detectives are investigating. State police say a Fayette City man was driving 118 miles per hour moments before his vehicle rear-ended a woman's car on I-70 in Westmoreland County. Tori Demo died after a vehicle burst into flames. Jacob Posey is charged with felony homicide by vehicle and several summary counts in the March crash in Ross River Township. An Observer reporter story says witnesses saw Posey's pickup speeding and driving erratically on I-70 before it struck Demo's vehicle, causing it to roll over multiple times and catch on fire. Posey has a preliminary hearing scheduled for July the 29th. Today, Governor Shapiro unveiled new highway welcome signs and license plates. News Radio KDK Susie Cool tells us what they're all about.
The new highway welcome signs and license plates are celebrating Pennsylvania as the birthplace of American democracy, as the Commonwealth prepares to be a central hub of activity to celebrate the 250th anniversary in the United States in 2026. The first 8 welcome signs are already installed in Adams, Bucks, Erie, Fulton, Monroe, Potter, Susquehanna, and Tioga counties. Another 29 signs will be installed across the Commonwealth in the coming months. Susie Cole, News Radio, KDKA.
15 new stores and restaurants are coming to Pittsburgh International Airport. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has that story.
The airport announced the new restaurants, bars, gift shops, and more will be opening as part of the airport's modernization project and new terminal. Vice President of Air Service and Commercial Development Brian Dietz says more shopping and dining choices have been a top request from travelers.
It's an exciting day to announce a lot of new businesses. Some we know, like Shake Shack. And Mac Cosmetics, and others are new and local to our market.
The opening of the new Pittsburgh International Airport is set for next year. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
Misinformation from some social media influencers discourages followers from using sunscreen. They claim it can cause cancer. But dermatologist Dr. Brad Amos disagrees, saying sunscreen products could be toxic only
if you absorbed enough of them into your blood supply. You don't absorb enough rubbing it on your body in the amounts we apply.
On the Big K Morning Show, Dr. Amos recommended sunscreen with an SPF 30. He also says that if you get in water, reapply sunscreen when you get out. Skin cancer is now the most common cancer in the United States. Over 100,000 melanoma cases are predicted this year, and more than 8,000 people will die from that. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 112 points. The NASDAQ is up 27. The S&P 500 is up 14. KDK Sports, Pirates open a 3-game series against the Milwaukee Brewers tonight at American Family Field. First pitch at 8:10. The Bucks beat the Mets 8-2 yesterday. News brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick, making life better, one roof at a time. Trust PJ.com. KDK Radio News Time is 1:03. Time to call Shenderovich and Fishman. Why pay 40% when you can pay 25%? Call 888-98-TWINS. Partly cloudy and 89 degrees in Pittsburgh. KDK AAA traffic and AccuWeather together next.
Voss TV and Appliance. I know how good they are. They've been in my house. We have several other appliances. They've been to Larry's house. He loves them. Look, if you're looking for a new appliance, a new television, why pick Voss? It's the only place you'll ever need. They're small enough to treat you like family and big enough to offer an array of quality TVs and appliance. Voss TV and Appliance. Big brands. Reliable delivery and service. And the lowest prices in town. Guaranteed. Trust Voss. 412-650-VOSS. 412-650-VOSS. It's Marty. We've talked about cancer. We've talked about how it throws off your balance. I'm at Physical in Monroeville. Physical, folks. Dr. Jess Nolan is amazing at the office in Monroeville. They put you in a harness. They teach you how to walk again. I feel stronger. I feel as if I'm getting my balance back. Physical in Monroeville. 412-457-8200. 412-457-8200.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for over 20 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
One person dies from heart disease every 33 seconds. Do everything you can not to be the one. Understanding your risk factors, like your cholesterol, blood pressure, and BMI, could save your life. Our experts at the nationally recognized UPMC Heart and Vascular Institute are here to help you get your heart health on track. Your heart care matters. Visit upmc.com/heart to schedule an appointment.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic Powered by Bowser. Al, what's up?
Thank you, Marty. We're seeing some backups on the inbound side of the Parkway East from the top of Green Tree Hill into the tunnels. Inbound side, or that's the inbound side of the Parkway West, rather. Inbound side of the Parkway East is backed up to Edgewood, Swissvale. And on the northbound side of 79, you're moving slowly through that construction zone between Route 60 and the S-Bends. Also, Sawmill Run Boulevard is moving slowly on the northbound side between the Liberty Tunnels and the Fort Pitt Tunnels. With AAA Traffic, I'm Kyle Fraunheiser on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
It'll be hot and humid this afternoon with clouds and sun and a high of 93. AccuWeather real field temperatures peak well into the 90s and mostly cloudy, warm, and muggy tonight. A shower or thunderstorm late, though 75. For AccuWeather, I'm Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Every child deserves a safe and loving home. CASA of Westmoreland is dedicated to making this a reality. Our court-appointed special advocates give a voice to abused and neglected children in the foster care system. You can be that difference in a child's life. Volunteer with CASA and help guide a child to a brighter future. Visit casaofwestmoreland.org today to learn more. That's casaofwestmoreland.org. Together, we can change lives, one child at a time.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
John Valentine is my friend. He's also someone I trust, and he knows downtown better than anyone I know. It's actually amazing how we met and how far we go back. You know, John, how are you, my man?
I'm doing well, Marty. It is amazing how we met, and it's good to be on.
Don't we go back almost 20 years?
You know what? I came here 20 years ago, and we go back, I think it's just about 20 years, yes.
Yeah. And you had a really cool restaurant. Steak, fantastic food. I remember. What was it called downtown?
It was Palette Bistro. It was French food, and we did have 4 different types of steak.
Unbelievable food.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm bringing this up, and by the way, John is the man when it comes to downtown, the Downtown Neighbors Alliance. That dynamic, since you opened your joint and moved on, has changed. Downtown has changed dramatically. Is that fair?
I think it has, yes.
Yeah. What's happened in your view? Because you live this. You still live downtown? I forget.
I do. Yeah. I do. So what's happened? You know, it's amazing. I think when Meat and Potatoes opened, that was transformational.
Yep.
And a lot of younger people came in, and then unfortunately when the pandemic hit, everything shut down, and it was kind of like we had to start all over again.
True.
And we have, and there's been more ups than downs, but it's not been a straight line. To give it as a stock, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up. Yeah.
Great way to put it. And you know, we are friends, and we've always been honest with each other. And John is not a guy that sugarcoats things. There are magnificent days downtown, and there are crap days downtown. Is that fair?
I think there's more magnificent days, but yes.
And so now we have more cops downtown, which makes people think in their minds, wow, they need more cops downtown. That means there's more crime downtown. And I've interviewed at least a dozen people who have been beaten downtown. And I know when your restaurant was downtown, people weren't beaten downtown. What has changed about that element of downtown? What brought that here? Because I have a theory.
Well, you know, Marty, there's a lot of ways to look at it. I think one of them is, you know, COVID had a big impact because the more people that are downtown, the less criminals that are downtown.
That's exactly right.
And I think you see more people coming downtown. But I will say this. I mean, if you look at where we are now compared to a couple of years ago, we are a lot better.
Hold on, because I interviewed the girl who had her head beaten off the sidewalk down there. And I interviewed the old guy who got his butt kicked last week, and he was coming from the dentist and almost got killed. And so I think as long as we're telling those stories, it's hard for me to say things are a lot better, right?
I think you have to go back and look and see all the crime that was going on before then. You know,
I think you got to see what the hell's going on now, and until that stops, everybody's not going to have the same comfort level you do downtown. Don't you think that's fair too?
Well, look, here's the thing, Marty.
Yeah.
You're right you're right to a degree, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, you're right. But look at what's happening. We are now really fast at proacting. Yes, these things happened, and it's unfortunate they happened.
Yeah.
But what was the first step? Well, the mayor put his team together, and what did they do? They said, we are not going to sit by and let this happen. We're putting more police. And the reason there's more police is for multiple reasons. It's a deterrent. It's a deterrent. It's also reacting faster. Are we ever going to get to a point where it's zero crime? I don't think so. I don't think any city.
I think we get close.
So do I. But I do believe that, like I said earlier, it's like that stock market chart.
Sure.
It's going to go up again as far as safety, and the steps are being made to ensure that.
Well, ask the city employee who got robbed at gunpoint and waited an hour for a cop to show up if things are changing to improve that. She'll say hell no. Right?
I don't know. I don't know who that person is, so I can't speak for anybody. All I can say is what I see, and whenever there's crime, whenever there's something like this happening, the administration reacts very, very quickly.
I am a big advocate of what's happened downtown with the restaurant scene, and there are a significant number of restaurants doing great work downtown. And I would also say this: if you're kind of in the main areas, and you know what I'm talking about, I think it's cool. But there are pockets where folks need to be nervous downtown. Is that fair, Patrick, to say? Is that fair? Is that fair, John?
I agree with that.
Yeah, and I think that's fair of it. And again, I think, John, that's fair of any city in America, right?
The cities that I've been to, yes.
So, and I've known you a long time, and you're real cool about being downtown, but you also get nervous sometimes in certain parts of the city at certain times of the night. Is that fair?
Yes.
Right. Can we ever fix that? Can it ever be okay? Can there ever be enough cops?
Well, I think, okay, I'll answer it differently.
Of course.
Can there ever be enough cops? No.
No.
But you have to have certain numbers of police.
Yeah.
But you also have to there's a lot of other things that go into effect. It's not just police presence, it's community policing. And I also kind of feel that, what we have to do, the judicial system is a big part of this.
Huge.
And when you keep arresting drug dealers, and they're out on the street the next day doing the same thing.
Sometimes that day, by the way. Sometimes that day,
yes. And I see them. And I'll use Smithfield Street as a perfect example. Smithfield Street, I see drug dealing openly, and the police arrest them. And the police have been out there making multiple arrests. It's human nature. The next day or the same day when you see those same people out there, you do say to yourself, what is going on?
No, I agree.
I just think it's.
And then there's the mentally ill scenario where there's no beds to treat the mentally ill, so they're wandering around the streets downtown high. I got 3 photographs of folks on the streets right now overdosed downtown.
Yeah, that's a big problem. That is a big problem.
And everybody likes to blame guys like you and blame the mayor, but it really isn't. It's a very complex, crazy situation.
I wish I can sit here and tell you I knew the answer to that problem. I don't.
I don't either. But I can say this about downtown. I've had a dozen amazing experiences downtown in the last 6 weeks. Never had an incident. I just haven't. And so I'm kind of like John. I don't mind going downtown. In fact, I love it when I'm cool with where I'm at and aware of my surroundings. I don't think that's cool for young girls like Ariana sitting here, who's very young, or a high school girl who might be down there on her first internship. I think we got to do better. I think we got to do better.
I agree. Listen. My heart goes out to that young girl. Is that Ariana who was interning at a studio and for no reason she got ambushed by someone who's mentally ill.
So mentally ill, not competent enough to go to a hearing, and nowhere to treat her anywhere in this town. There's not one bed available, so she's in a jail where she's getting no help, which is back to your point. It's a complex problem.
It definitely is. And like I said to you, I wish I knew the answer to that. I know that there's people working on it, but I don't know what the solution is. You know, I know that the county's got this plan, 500 beds in 500 days. I hope that gets off the ground. We need a lot more than just 500 beds.
We do, sir.
More
like 5,000, that would be a start.
Well, you know, I don't know. Sometimes statistics are accurate. I heard, and I don't know if this is accurate, there's 800 homeless people. So maybe 1,000 beds makes sense. So 500 could be a good start, but we need more than that.
John Valentine,
So, yeah.
anytime you have something good to say, you tell me and I'll say it and we'll talk about it. I think I have an obligation to do that too, sir.
Thank you, my friend, so much.
Brother. We'll talk to you.
All right. Take care.
He's a good man. Honest man. Tells the truth. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Kyle is the man. What's going on up there?
Thank you, Marty. Inbound traffic on the Parkway West starts to back up around the top of Green Tree Hill and doesn't let up until you get through the tunnels. Inbound side of the Parkway West is also backed up to Edgewood, Swissvale, going towards the Squirrel Hill tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Kyle Fraunheiser on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Sorry, but we actually have a wait list for our Monstera.
Shaw's greenhouse is really bringing in the green.
We can't keep snake plants in stock.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roots and grow.
We could add a whole section for ferns, but here we'd have dahlias, dahlias, and more dahlias.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Spoke to Jerry Nasseri with NASCO Roofing this morning. Look, the thing about NASCO is their work ethic. The thing about NASCO is their pricing. The thing about NASCO is their reputation. Owens Corning, the best of the best. Lifetime guarantee, lifetime warranty. Folks, this is the crew that's been on our roof several times. Did my brother's roof, my sister's roof. Becomes a family thing. Why? Because NASCO does it right. 412-373-2000 NASCO. 412-373-2000. Give me a yell.
Pittsburgh is home to a lot of great people and great local businesses, and we're proud to be one of them.
Hi, John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window company for over 45 years.
If you're looking to replace your old worn-out windows with new energy-efficient ones, then consider buying from a hometown business like us.
We're passionate about enhancing the beauty and efficiency of Pittsburgh homes using the top-of-the-line replacement windows, like our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows.
They're the strongest, longest-lasting, best insulating windows you can buy. They're way better than vinyl.
And right now, you can save 20% plus get no-interest financing on every window and door product we offer.
Experience the difference of buying from a locally owned, family-operated company.
Stop by one of our showrooms or visit us on the web at metropolitanwindows.com.
Or give us a call at 412-655-8411. PA 1565.
Jumpin' July savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. Save with your Coons Reward Card. Boneless pork loin chops or roast. Buy one package, get one of equal or lesser value free. Whole seedless watermelons, $3.98 each. Selected varieties of Luigi's Italian Ice, 6-count package, $1.99 each. And all-natural pork baby back ribs, $2.68 per pound. Additional savings in our meat department. 80% lean fresh ground beef, $3.99 a pound. Original or bun-size Eckrich Franks, 12-ounce package, $1.88 each. In our produce, fresh southern sweet corn, $3.99 a dozen, and jumbo cantaloupes, 2 for $6. In our deli, plain or garlic Eckrich bologna, $3.99 a pound. In our bakery, classic 8-inch apple pies, $6 each. In our seafood department, Aquastar Wild Pacific Salmon, 1.25-pound package, $6.99 each. And this week, selected varieties of Popsicle Pops or Push-Ups, 12 to 18-count package, $4.99 each.
From Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
UPMC, life-saving, life-changing information. Amazing.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I know I spent a lot of time on downtown today. I think it's important. I think there's a lot of moving parts. And I think it's an issue that's facing a lot of American cities. It's actually true. But there's a lot of things that could be improved upon, and I don't think they are. One of my friends mentioned that you could call in the county police and the sheriff's department. They would help immediately. They just would. Krause would have his people out in the streets tomorrow. It looks politically uncomfortable for the mayor to ask for help. And the mayor's trying to manage a far left agenda, folks that are extremely far left, who honestly think that everything's cool with the homeless folks. Everything's cool, just let them be. And then you have this pie in the sky notion that somehow, somewhere, we're going to get 500 houses given. That's not going to happen. That's not how this works. I've been at this a while. It takes forever to get one house set up for one person who's mentally ill. It just does. It's crazy. And so there's this maddening mess of homelessness and addiction and crime downtown that is not working. It just isn't. And John Valentine is right. He's my man. The cops arrested 30 drug dealers in a month, and they were out. Most of them were out within the next day. Hey, a mentally ill guy, this is a true story. And this is vulgar, but it's true. He took a crap in the lobby of the William Penn Hotel. Mentally ill. They arrested him. Why? Because there's no place to take him but the jail. I'm just keeping it real. He goes to jail, gets a very brief evaluation from a judge who says, my man isn't a criminal, he's mentally ill. Kicks him. He's back out in the street. He goes back to the William Penn Hotel and craps in the lobby again. That's the truth. Welcome to America. So what do you do, man? Because what John's saying is true. What Bob Schwartzwalder's saying is true, the union president. What the chief's saying is true. What the mayor's saying is true. But no one has a solution to it. And so one of my friends sent me 80 pictures from downtown this morning of folks who are on the streets, who are mentally ill, who are high, who are on drugs, who are drunk, who are passed out, and they're just there laying on the street. Now it's starting to ebb and flow into the community. A woman sent me pictures from Squirrel Hill. They're sleeping on the streets on Murray Avenue now. And so until someone actually embraces this and says, we have a massive problem, it will continue. It just will. No other way to describe it or discuss it. And so a lot of this comes on the heels of, now they're saying there are going to be more police patrols downtown. Okay. But that doesn't resolve the issue. In some cases, you can't arrest your way out of it because you can't or not supposed to put mentally ill people in the jail. You're actually supposed to take them to mental health facilities, and there are no mental health facilities. Are you getting bored with this conversation? Because we've been having it for years. And that's Anthony Coghill, Pittsburgh City Council. Anthony is one of these guys that wants to make a difference and has offered some alternatives, but even getting anything like that moving has taken forever. Anthony, how are you, sir?
I'm good, Marty. How are you?
The downtown situation has you as disgusted, annoyed, aggravated as anyone, does it not, sir?
It does, Marty. It really does. I just spoke to the latest victim who was held at gunpoint in one of our parking lots. And, you know, not only that, Marty, it's not only the crime that's going on, but it's the lack of response by our police department. The man went to Zone 3, pressed the blue button to get service, ended up 8 o'clock that evening, somebody finally got back to him. This is a guy who was held up at gunpoint.
After an hour, stood there waiting.
Hours, yes, hours.
And it's a crisis.
It is a crisis, Marty. I'm at that point. And even last year, in January of 23, I had a post agenda on this very subject, warned about the dangerously low numbers that we have and that we're going to have. I stressed then that we're going to be under 700 police officers by this time next year. People laughed at me, but here we are, right?
No, we
We're
really are. The number today, according to my sources, is 654.
Yeah, well, your sources are my sources, of course. So, yes, I heard you earlier talking about that, and all of our numbers jibed. But 654 able bodies, Marty. Okay, so there are people, we do have about 709 police officers that could take the streets, but a lot of them are on disability, military leave, and things of that nature. So that puts us well under 700.
So, Anthony, there's no way in hell we can get 250 cops at Costco.
Marty, I try to recruit myself when I'm out there. I have a kid graduating high school across the street from me. I'm like, hey, why don't you be a police officer? Right. So the truth is, today, unlike the past, we used to fill that convention center with possible applicants who wanted to be a police officer. Today, we can't fill a boardroom. We can't fill an office with people who want to be police officers. And on top of that, I mean, it's a profession that's been villainized for the last couple of years. It's dangerous, and it doesn't pay well. So, we're in quite a predicament, Marty.
Hey, man, can you come back on at 1:35?
Yes, I'll just hold.
All right,
okay.
hold on, man. I need to hear more from Anthony Coggo. I love the man, actually. He's very, very cool and very engaged. City council member.
Ever had your singing lessons cut short by icy water?
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
Say goodbye to those cold notes with Navien tankless water heaters. With Navien, you'll hit all the right notes without the surprise chill. So keep singing and let Navien keep the hot water flowing. And get ready for the encore when you get your utility bill. Navien tankless water heaters. Visit tanklessmadesimple.com.
You can host the best backyard barbecue. You find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
Hey, it's Marty. I go back 20 years with Phil DeLucente. One of the best lawyers in the country and one of my close friends. And I mean, they handle unbelievable cases, fraud, criminal cases, big time product liability and medical malpractice cases, the experts. And Phil gets it right. We have been using him on air for nearly 20 years. GetPhil.com. 800-438-7445.
Celebrate National Carpet Cleaning Month with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned for just $129. Get a 4th room free and take $75 off air duct cleaning. Call now 412-701-1188 or book online anytime. ZeroResPGH.com.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Mostly cloudy and 89 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1:30. I'm Paul Alexander. A woman was arrested and a man is wanted after a stolen SUV hit 3 vehicles in Beachview. Police say it happened Monday evening around 5:30 when officers tried to stop the stolen vehicle near the intersection of West Warrington Avenue and Sawmill Run Boulevard. When officers activated their cruiser lights, the SUV crashed. Both occupants took off on foot. Police arrested the woman and the man is still on the run. A heat advisory has been issued for most of the Pittsburgh area, with temperatures expected to soar well into the 90s this afternoon. The advisory is from noon until 8 p.m. It includes Allegheny, Beaver, Greene, Washington, and Westmoreland counties. Several schools in western Pennsylvania are recruiting students through direct admissions. To tell us what that means, here's News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush.
Those traditional steps required for high school students applying to colleges might become a thing of the past, as a growing number of schools are taking a more lax approach to admissions and scrapping the application process altogether. Luke Skirman, founder and CEO of Niche, a Pittsburgh-based company that provides college rankings and reviews, explains the direct admissions process.
But if they click
college search at the top on niche, and then they click direct admissions, they can see all 90 colleges. They create an account on niche, they put in their GPA, they put in all their demographic information, and then they'll start to receive offers and scholarships to colleges at no cost.
Local schools included in the direct admissions programs are Washington and Jefferson, Robert Morris, Point Park University, and Allegheny College. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
Anthrocon attendees broke a fundraising record over the weekend. At each convention, the furries choose a Pittsburgh-based charity, and this year it was Grey Paw Sanctuary in White Oak. The sanctuary rescues senior dogs that would otherwise be euthanized. The Anthrocon fundraiser brought in $100,000, and Darla Poole-Prescia with Grey Paw Sanctuary told KDKA the money will be a game changer.
$100,000 is about our annual operating budget, so we are able to save twice as many dogs this year. The Anthrocon people are like the nicest people.
It is the most money ever raised during Anthrocon. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 66 points. The NASDAQ is up a point. The S&P 500 is up 7. KDKA Radio News Time is 1:32. Our next update at 2 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Are you worried about the state of the economy? Concerned about market crashes and rising inflation wiping out your savings? At Noble Gold Investments, we understand your fears and have a solution. Call us today at 1-888-403-1050. Imagine safeguarding you and your family with a tangible asset that has stood the test of time. Gold. With Noble Gold Investments, you can diversify your portfolio and protect your wealth from economic turmoil. Our team will guide you through the process, ensuring you make informed decisions that best suit your needs. Call Noble Gold Investments today at 1-888-403-1050. That's 1-888-403-1050. The future is uncertain. Take control now. Call 1-888-403-1050.
Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Hey, it's Bernice Freeland. We hear so much about identity theft. You know it happens every 2 seconds, but there are some steps you can take to protect yourself thanks to AARP Pennsylvania. It's a free fraud shred event on Saturday, July 20th from 9 a.m. to noon. You can safely dispose of any sensitive documents. It all takes place at the Monroeville Convention Center at 209 Mall Plaza Boulevard in Monroeville. And you can check out the AARP Pennsylvania website if you need more details. Otherwise, see you July 20th.
One of my close friends. He's also one of the best attorneys in the country. Medical malpractice, catastrophic injury, Rosen and Perry. Look at the results, man. Look at the accolades. I've had family members go there. I've had friends go there because of their success. Serious about this. They are the professionals. Rosen and Perry. 412-281-4200. Rosen and Perry. Call them. Ask for John. 412-281-4200.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
KDKA is supported by Friendship Village of South Hills. Friendship, it's in the name. With recent renovations almost complete, this resort-style senior living community delivers amenities, personalized services, and hospitality to Pittsburgh area residents in search of a stable future, new connections, and new adventures. More information can be found at friendshipvillagepa.com.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Cal, what's up out there?
Thank you, Marty. Looking at the Cordell and Cordell traffic cams, we're still seeing some delays on the northbound side of 79 in the construction zone between Route 60 and the S-Bends. Inbound side of the Parkway West slows down around Parkway Center Drive going into the Fort Pitt tunnels. On the Parkway East, outbound side is backed up to about the Greenfield Bridge overpass, and the inbound side slows down around Edgewood Swissvale. With AAA traffic, I'm Kyle Fraunheiser on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A heat advisory remains in effect from noon until 8 p.m. today. Clouds and sun, hot and humid this afternoon with a high of 93. Mostly cloudy and sticky tonight with a shower or thunders from late, low 75. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you miss this week's Allegheny Health Network Medical Frontiers? Log on to the Allegheny Health Network website to listen to your favorite Medical Frontiers show. Visit ahn.org/Medical Frontiers podcast and look for your favorite Medical Frontiers show.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us on the Big K Morning Show tomorrow. We got a full lineup, including a visit by Rich Fitzgerald, Executive Director of the Southwestern Pennsylvania Commission. He'll share some big things happening in our hometown tomorrow.
Councilman Anthony Coghill has been, he's very well aware of the downtown scenario and the mental illness scenario and the housing crisis, and has tried and tried. Anthony, it's really frustrating for someone like you who really does want to make a difference, for instance, in housing or treatment of mental ill, because you keep hitting walls. It's very difficult, is it not, sir?
It is, Marty. I do not feel I've gotten the cooperation that we deserve and should have gotten through many proposals, whether it's dealing with the homeless or the police situation. So, yes, very frustrating.
This is why I'm so glad I got you today, because he's right about this, folks. You have had a number of proposals. Lay them out and let's talk about why nothing's happened, because I'm kind of annoyed by that. Go ahead.
Right. Well, concerning around the homeless, if you want me to start there, I've had five different concepts we've come up with. Yep. City Council formed its own committee. I chaired that committee. And we didn't want it to be a do-nothing committee. We sat down, we looked at other cities, we did a lot of research. We spent 8 months of research, finally came up with 3 different proposals or 3 different concepts. That's fallen on deaf ears.
Hold on. Let's be clear. Yep. That means no one in the mayor's office responds. Is that fair? My translation.
That is fair.
Yeah.
Now, since those 3 different concepts that we came up with, any of which could work, should work, we should have been pursuing at least one of them, we've also come up with tiny management zones, which were tiny houses, right? This is not the ideal situation, but it's been very successful in other cities. Yeah. So Councilwoman Deb Gross and I came, after the committee broke up on council, we continued to research and do more research on these tiny homes and these tiny managed villages. And it's been with great success. There's not a city, there's hundreds of cities in the United States now that have used it. Not one of them regret it. In fact, they rave about it. Yeah. So why we're not pursuing that, I'm not sure either, Marty. I hope they have something that works.
So hold on. That's been ignored, too, by this administration.
It has been ignored for the most part,
Come on, Anthony. Well, what the hell is that? What are we doing here,
we did have a zoning issue with it, I will tell you, and that's in deliberation right now. We'll see what they come back with, but it's just time constraints, and everything takes a long time. But so we don't even know if they're going to zone it where we could possibly do that. But yeah, so far it's fallen on deaf ears.
What the hell is that, though, man? I can't. Why? Why doesn't? Why? Why don't they give a crap what you have to say?
I wish I had an answer for you. Honestly, Marty, I do not.
You don't have an answer. Do you ever talk directly to the mayor?
I have not talked directly to the mayor for probably a year now. So.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
Come on, man. You're a city council member.
It's true. I know, Marty. I know. Maybe it's my fault too. I'm not going to cast all the blame just on the administration, but yes, I have very little communication with the mayor's office at this point.
And as a result. And I love Anthony because he does give a damn. And I wanted folks to hear the truth here because it will set you free. And the truth is you've been working your ass off trying to make a difference downtown and with crime and homelessness and mental illness. And nobody in the administration will listen to any of your proposals, not one of them.
That's true.
Expect to progress as a city when you get that.
Yeah. Well, it's more. Let me elaborate. Now what I have going on in some of my neighborhoods, I have professional crime rings coming in and stealing and looting vehicles.
What?
Okay, and they're doing that because they know we're not going to send a police officer because we don't have a police officer to send.
Wow.
So I have pretty much professional crime rings is what I call them.
Give me an
Just
example.
This weekend.
Give me an example.
Well, between Carrick, Bon Air, and Overbrook over the past 2 weeks, we probably had, I don't know, I'm not going to state exact numbers, that I don't have that, but well over 20 vehicles stolen, well over double that break-ins, just looking for money or whatever it might be. So we're fed up. Carrick is fed up with it. Overbrook, Bon Air, we're fed up with it because now we see that all results from a lack of police. And, these... Again, I'm going to call them professional crime rings. They know that we're not going to send somebody there to enforce it. So what do? They just have at it, right? Wow. So not only do we have to worry about downtown and the violent crimes that are going on, that's one issue. But now I'm seeing it spill over into, they adapt. I mean, criminals, rings, they adapt. They know what the police are going to respond to and what they're not going to respond to. So now I feel like they have cars waiting, Marty. It's very well organized. We have neighbors testified to it. We have them on videotape. They come in and they'll blanket 3 or 4 streets. They'll get 2 or 3 cars and money and whatever else they get out of the vehicles, and then they go on to the next place. So that, again, Marty, comes from a lack of police and a lack of response from our police because we don't have them.
Wow, and no wonder people are buying guns.
Yeah, you know what? That's. I think you're probably accurate in saying that.
And we have if the numbers are correct, we're short 250 cops. You can't make that up, sir. Can you?
Yeah. And that number could be higher than 250. You cannot make that up. And we're, again, when I came on the city council in 2017, I think we had over 1,000.
Oh, wow.
Today we have, so the force has been at least 1/3 decimated. And there's no end to that, Marty. It's going to continue. It used to be we can count on who's going to retire. We could forecast for that.
It's actually true.
But now we're losing as many officers to resignations to other police departments as we are to retirees.
No, it's true.
So we're getting hit 2 ways. I know law enforcement throughout the region, the municipalities, they too have recruitment issues. They too have a hard time filling their, what they're budgeting for. So they're coming to the Pittsburgh Police and saying, hey, guess what? We've got a job for you. We're going to pay you $20,000 more.
True.
It's probably less dangerous if you factor in everything. And, why wouldn't they leave, right? So I don't have an answer for that, Marty, and I don't necessarily blame this administration
no, you
other
can't
than the lack of...
Yeah,
right. So it's really a societal thing. I think people just do not want to be police officers anymore, and it's showing now, and we're having a hard time, getting our numbers
Wow,
where
this
they need to
crime
be,
wave,
and we may never get them.
Anthony, this crime wave thing you're talking about that's planned must scare the hell out of your constituents.
It does, Marty. I'm getting, violent crime downtown, that's all things that need to be addressed. But when it starts hitting my communities and they're starting to steal cars because they know that we don't have the resources to respond, well, that becomes a real problem. And to these folks that had their vehicles stolen, they can't even get a police report, right?
Oh, no.
And the insurance companies are requiring a police report. So right now the insurance company just has to take your word for it. They kind of need that police report to verify that your car was stolen. So yeah, it's a ripple effect. All stems from not having enough police officers. Most critical part of that was when Peduto, he didn't put recruitment classes on for 2 years, and the Gainey administration continued that. So we have a 3.5, 4 year lapse there where we didn't have a recruitment, and it's coming back to bite us now in a big way.
The mayor gets upset when I talk smack on Pittsburgh, but if it is what it is, sir, is it not?
It is.
Yeah.
And
we love
deny
our
it.
town.
I mean, the numbers speak for themselves, Marty.
We love our town. We do.
I do too, and I believe the mayor loves this town. But I believe,
I agree.
At some point we have to either collaborate with the county police or the sheriff's department. I know, Sheriff Krause is more than willing to help out.
Today he would.
Yeah, the DA's office. They're all willing to help. I think we need to make a more concerted effort because we're not going to get the police officers that we need, not in the near future.
No way.
So we need to make a concerted effort with them at the same time continue an aggressive recruiting strategy for the future. But at this point, I'm more like resigned to the fact that we need to call on these other agencies that work within Allegheny County to help us out. I don't think we've made a serious enough effort on our part with that yet.
Anthony, your honesty has been illuminating, my man. Thank you for doing this. Thanks for telling the truth.
Marty, thank you for always bringing light to it. I listen to you all the time. I'm glad you're out there pointing these things out. We need your voice.
My man, all in. Thanks, brother.
Thanks, Marty. See it.
Wow. What kind of disheartening. Wow. I had no idea what he just said. I had no idea. He dropped that on us. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Wow. Kyle, what's up, man?
Thank you, Marty. Looking at the Cordell and Cordell traffic cams, still seeing some delays between Route 60 and the S-Bends on the northbound side of 79 due to that construction. Inbound side of the Parkway West is backed up from the top of Green Tree Hill down into the Fort Pitt tunnels. On the Parkway East, outbound side is backed up to the Greenfield Bridge overpass. Inbound side of the Parkway East, is backed up to Edgewood Swissvale. With AAA Traffic, I'm Kyle Fraunheiser on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Hey, guys, check this out. Our house is 80 years old. I love it. We have this big picture window in what you would call the formal living room. It needs repaired. It needs replaced. And it needs replaced badly. So, I am so happy to know that Universal Windows Direct is coming to the house to take a look. They got this amazing opportunity right now. If you call them, 412-545-6003. For every 2 windows you buy, you get 2 free. Love it. Buy 2, get 2 free. Buy 4, get 4 free. Buy 20, get 20 free. In other words, there is no limit. And 0% financing for 60 months. Folks, the windows perform better and last longer. They have this super spacer technology which insulates the windows. 412-543-6003. Universal Windows Direct.
Summer savings are heating up at Spitzer Toyota of Monroeville. Whether you're looking for a car, SUV, or a truck, Spitzer has it. Panda's been busy tracking down the most competitive pricing to make sure you always get the lowest price possible. The Panda price. Plus, with every new vehicle purchase, you'll get a lifetime powertrain warranty at no additional cost. Don't miss out on new Tacoma savings today.
Whack more. Spend less at Spitzer Toyota Monroeville.
Our world revolves around you. Excludes select new EV and commercial vehicles. Visit Spitzer.com for details.
For eligible individuals 18 and older only. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
How are your hearing aids sounding now?
A little tinny.
Okay, 2 seconds.
With Jabra Enhanced Select's premium package, better hearing doesn't happen in a doctor's office. It happens at home. All done remotely from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better. You get the same advanced hearing aid technology and professional support you expect from a clinic at a fraction of the cost. And if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments 7 days a week, no charge. Oh, you people are wonderful. Our premium package includes hearing aids, 3 years of follow-up care, plus a 3-year warranty with loss and damage coverage, and a 100-day money-back guarantee. I hear better than I ever thought possible. Save $300 on Enhanced Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to jabraenhance.com/try. That's JABRA enhance.com/try. JabraEnhance.com/try.
This summer, take a trip down memory lane with me and hear from the legends of baseball. I'm Brett Boone from the Brett Boone Podcast. Every week I have a conversation with one of baseball's greats to talk about the glory days and reflect on today's game. Randy Johnson, Pete Rose, Deion Sanders, Jay Buhner, Albert Bell, and Goose Gossage. They've all shared their wisdom with stories of their playing days. To hear who's next, follow and listen to the Brett Boone Podcast on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's majestic golden eagles and other less majestic birds taunting you through the baseball-sized hole in your new windows. It's soaring guitar solos performed through faulty wiring in your garage, which subsequently erupts into flames. It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Guess what, people?
Wendy's has new saucy nugs. You heard me. Wendy's nugs now come in 7 saucy flavors. Buffalo, honey barbecue, garlic parm, spicy ghost pepper. You can literally hear your taste buds after every bite. I'm serious. Listen to mine. Okay, that's just me playing with sound effects, but you got the idea. For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's.
Gotta be fresh. At participating U.S. Wendy's.
Hi, I'm Ted Starmack with Rhino Shield of Pittsburgh. We're here to tell you how to enhance and preserve your home's exterior for decades and save money over other options. Rhino Shield is a ceramic-based coating engineered to look like rich paint with a 25-year warranty against cracking, chipping, flaking, and blistering. Never paint your house again. Google Rhino Shield Learning Center for product comparisons, test data, and more detailed information. Call 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-744-6641 for a free estimate.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking. Guaranteed early bird special $49.99. Seminars Monday, July 8th at the Doubletree by Hilton Hotel, Pittsburgh and Green Tree, or Tuesday, July 9th at the Comfort Inn Conference Center in Churchill. Weight loss 5:30, stop smoking seminar 8.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your mornings. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want while you sleep. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richard, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. Wake up to your friends. Weekday mornings on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. With one new high-rise on the way toward completion and a second starting through a public approval process, Hermitage-based Hudson Companies is moving forward on its third residential project on Melwood Avenue in Oakland. In a Zoom development activities meeting on Monday evening, hosted by Oakland Planning and Development Corporation, the development team of Hudson explained what is motivating the company to move forward with converting an office property that UPMC is gradually moving out of at 450 Melwood into 42 apartments as it tees up a second high-rise across the street. Also, Cozen O'Connor has added David Garreau as a shareholder based at its downtown Pittsburgh office, part of its labor and employment practice. Garreau previously had been a partner at K&L Gates for the past 5 years, and before that was at Fox Rothschild, also in Pittsburgh. K&L Gates is the region's second largest law firm, with more than double Cozen's firm-wide size, and has a worldwide footprint. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to pittsburghbusinesstimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
The Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
George, thanks for hanging. Go.
Hey, I just wanted to make 3 comments.
Yeah.
Number 1, stagger the police so that their start times are not always the 11 to 7 and the 7 to 11, but halfway through the day.
Right.
Let them come in and manage this, and then they'll be able to cover up the thieves at night.
Uh-huh.
The second thing is small, tiny homes. They are pre-manufactured. Right. Their average cost is around $60,000.
Okay.
And they look like a log cabin.
Yep, they do. And it's all very impractical and very expensive and time-consuming, and they can't. Regarding what Coghill just said, Anthony Coghill, what annoys the hell out of me is this is a guy with several proposals put in front of the mayor's staff and no response. What annoys the hell out of me is that he is a very engaged, active city council member who wants to make a difference and hasn't spoken to the mayor in a year and a half. And my friends, that ain't working. Colin, what's up?
Wait a minute. Anthony Coghill that we read about in the paper that has a bunch of kind of forward-thinking initiatives, you're telling me?
6 different proposals.
I read about, I don't know the guy, I've never met the guy. He seems like he's a problem solver, or at least tries to be.
He has problems for the homeless, for the mentally ill, for the drug addicted.
You're telling me he hasn't spoken to the mayor in
a year and a half?
I was like,
the mayor's whole term.
I don't want to say I was halfway listening, but I kind of, that's incredible to me.
I don't know how you have success with that sort of lack of communication.
Yeah, I was thinking about this driving in today. Because here's the thing. You know that police thing that happened yesterday where they upped the patrols?
Yeah.
That's pretty much, it's almost a backhanded compliment. It's an admission of what they've said for months, that there's no problem. Then all of a sudden there's a problem. Like, this administration, Corey O'Connor or somebody's going to have to run. Like, we're to the point where it's just exhausting that I don't think that Gainey can survive and go into a second term. I think people are that fed up.
I think people are extremely fed up, and I don't think you're wrong. How could I argue with that? People are disgusted. However, 27,000 votes got the mayor elected.
Not every problem is his, but nothing's gotten better.
Right.
That's my thought.
The mentally ill thing is a disaster. The homeless thing is a disaster. The crime thing downtown is a disaster. The affordable housing thing's a disaster. The street paving thing's a disaster. The water fountains are a disaster.
And you haven't even mentioned the P cards.
Right. How about Highland Park Pool?
It's closed now.
Why the hell's that closed? It's got more to do with the social issues up there than the plumbing, I promise you.
Well, it's a pretty convenient excuse that it's plumbing whenever kids were duking it out every day at that pool.
Kicking the crap out of each other to the point where people are afraid to bring their kids there.
Huh.
Because the kids were staging fights there and putting it out on social media. Great.
Oh, well, happy summer.
Colin Dunlap is next, folks.
There's so much going on in the world.
Say the word and unlock the world.
I love listening on Alexa. It's on every smart speaker I have. Some rooms have more than one because my husband's obsessed with technology.
Tell your smart speaker to play News Radio, KDKA.
Hi, this is Les